steps up into trouble, backs up, and here comes more trouble. Chavez rolls to her left, has time, throws on the run to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown! Pittsburgh! A rivalry renewed. DC, Pittsburgh for a right to go to Canton, Ohio, and the national championship to play for the Franco Harris Trophy. DC to kick it the way of Pittsburgh to get this one going. Bouncing around and headed towards the forward boundary. And I think Pittsburgh does. Nope, they didn't touch it before it hit the far boundary, and the flag flies a little late, but the Zebras are on top of it. It'll be an illegal procedure call on DC and allow Pittsburgh and that young lady, Marcelina Chavez, taking the field to lead the Passion offense. And Matt, this opening drive.
And how about this? I was doing a lot of research this week for this amazing game between two of the best teams in the whole entire league, one of the best rivalries. Marcelina Chavez ended the year as the third best rushing quarterback and running back combined for the whole entire league at 544 yards. Next was Paige Kukulik, who's playing tonight too, with 481, and obviously Sam Gordon and Napa was above her. But how about being a quarterback and being third in the league in rushing for the year?
We know how she is able to be that dual threat for Pittsburgh. Chavez lines up from the shotgun. Paladin to her left. Meister Chavez in motion, the slot receiver. Pitch it out to Paladin. Slices past one, angles here to the near side to the 45-yard line. Loses a yard. Quickly on the stop there, Kacheria Johnson. And it will be second down at 11 after the loss of one for Paladin.
And that's what's going to be so interesting in this game, Matt, if DC can slow down the running attack, because these teams are completely opposite when you start looking. One team leads the league in rushing, as the Passion do. DC leads the league in passing yards, and they're both 1 and 2 in scoring for the whole entire league.
Paladin a second opportunity, and she'll go right at the DC Diva defense. Into Diva territory to the 47-yard line, and it will be third down and manageable for Pittsburgh. Shotgun one more time. On third down, Chavez, design run play. Will split defenders and have a first down deeper into DC territory at the 42-yard line. The first time we see Chavez take off with her legs, and she picks up a Pittsburgh passing first down.
Just want to remind everybody again, I'm going to say it 10 times this game, Chavez's legs are going to be able to extend some drives. And again, this team is averaging 277 yards per game rushing the football. So even on a third and long like that, you have the best quarterback in the league with her legs, read option, easy first down.
Paladin motions out of the backfield. It's empty. Now she'll swing it out into the flat to Sarah. Sarah gets tracked down from behind, though. Flying in there to make that stop. What a tackle. Kacheria Johnson, another tackle out of the safety position and flying around to make that tackle and lose two. Second down and 12 back at the 45.
And this secondary, they have Amaya King, who has 4 interceptions. Janaea Davis has 3, and then Johnson being that physical safety. They fly all around this entire year, and they've made this secondary one of the most elite in the whole entire league.
Back to the ground game off the right side. Not much available, though, getting pulled down. It's Ronnie Brown. Lowry Jones on the tackle.
And Matt, we alluded to Ronnie Brown maybe getting some more touches throughout the playoffs, being that speed back out of the backfield. But right there, again, the hair is a part of the jersey, and it's going to hurt really bad, but they're going to grab onto it when they can't catch up to you. And right there, it ends up being a tackle for loss.
Third down and long, rolling out is Chavez. Chavez going to take off and run. Has the 40. Chavez knocked out of bounds. It will be fourth down, but she picks up a lot of that yardage as she gets down at the 37-yard line. It will be fourth down. Pittsburgh quickly to the line here.
And Chavez really embodies being a Pittsburgh passion player and just a Pittsburgh sports figure right there. Takes an absolute shot, but gets right back up. Going to get the play call here for 4th and 5, and don't be surprised you see her use her legs one more time. Ronnie Brown is in, so you might see a speed option or a read option.
Fourth down. Angie Cardillo is in motion. They'll throw it out to Cardillo, makes the catch, sidesteps one, angles towards the first down marker, and she's pulled down a yard shy of the line to gain. It will be a turnover on downs, and DC's defense holds. And a big first stop here for the Diva defense. Pittsburgh unable to convert.
I really like the play, Matt, right there. It pretty much fooled everybody on the outside boundary, but then it's all about the pursuit of the football at all times. You drill that ever since you put the pads on. Way to not give up on that play if you're DC, and that's a huge stop. Now they can answer first and get points on the board, and now we have one of the most dangerous passing offenses on the field after we just saw one of the best rushing offense from the Passion. So two completely different styles. It's going to be really interesting to see playing a third time what adjustments the Passion have made.
First down and 10. Here's Amanda Congione, the quarterback for DC. Hands off left side. Sarah Struber, the ball carrier, and Struber across the 40 to the 41-yard line on that first carry. And yeah, you mentioned, Damon, how prevalent the passing game is on DC, but it's the running game that keeps everyone honest. And not only is it Sarah Struber, but it's also Amanda Congione, as every so often you see her take off and run with her legs.
Yeah, I don't care what form of football you play. You can't throw the ball 50 times if you cannot at least threaten with the run game. Right there, I'm guaranteeing the Passion thought they were going to come out passing, get an easy 7 yards in that first play because a lot of the pass rushers are backing up as soon as they snap the ball.
Delay handoff on second down. Struber again to carry and pulled down by Tiana Cash, a yard shy of the first down marker. Make it third down and 1 after the pickup of 2. And it's third down for the Divas.
And Matt, what a second half Tiana Cash had. Top 5 in sacks for the year and top 6 in forced fumbles. Really came on these last 3 games. And then we have Kaylin Niederreiter right next to her, who is top 10 in tackles for the whole entire year. One of the best defensive lines in the whole entire league when you got Cash and Niederreiter coming up the middle.
Third down and 1. Play action. Congione keeps her own number. Sidesteps the side, and a flag is down behind the play as Congione does pick up the first down, but the laundry in the area of habeas corpus, and sure enough, holding the call moves DC back to repeat the third down play, and what should have been an easy conversion and really not unnecessarily a holding call on DC, going to make this a lot more interesting on third down.
Yeah, and for an offensive line, when your quarterback's going to either scramble or have that read option, you got to just not grab the outside shoulder of a pass rusher. And right there, that's exactly what happens. And you see it all the time in football. You just get a little nervous that they're going to use that outside leverage and get to your quarterback. But I don't think it was really needed. I think Amanda was going to get that first down without that holding call. There was a lot of space on that left side. But now, Matt, a huge third down and might see the first passing play here for the Divas.
Third down and 8 it is. 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Congione gonna throw it, but it's right at the sticks, and it's dropped in and out of the hands. Had it and then lost it. Incomplete, intended for Dana Blakey.
Dana Blakey's the third option on this team, and being a third option on this team is still really good. Has 16 catches on the year for 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. But right there, I think just got a little bit too excited, and she's thinking about where is that first down marker as soon as I turn, but you got to gather the football first. Really good job by Congione to put a little something less on that ball to beat the defender, but you got to haul it in there, and a really good stop for the Passion to be able to respond.
This Passion defense, one of the best in the WFA. Average just giving up 14 points per game.
Hello.
Flags fly as this punt is caught by Janameister Chavez and tracked down from behind. As we will check the penalties. Officials sorting this one out. Pittsburgh's going to have good field position. I don't know that I'd make them re-kick this. On the kicking date. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Yeah, you could add the 5 or have the re-kick. Just add the 5. I always get nervous on special teams penalties, David, when teams elect, unless it's a coffin corner and you're back at your own 1 or 2 yard line.
Then you say, okay, we want to see you do it again.
Right.
But anywhere you get good field position like this past the 50, and man, that's what I kind of wanted to mention. The one flaw of the Divas this year, they lead the league in penalties by 23. They have 52 penalties on the year. The next is a Vixen at 29. So they will shoot themselves in the foot a couple times during a game.
Paladin on the first down and around. And tries to get to the corner, and that's all she'll get to. Dragged down. Jamaica Sharp on the tackle. And it loses 1 yard. Here at Chartiers Valley High School, site of this National Conference Championship game. Winner to go to Canton, Ohio. Play on ESPN2 in 2 weeks at the Pro Football Hall of Fame's Tom Benson Stadium. Play action on second down at 11, and the quarterback, number 11, dials it in, completes it with a flag down as it's caught by Paige Bragg, but Yellow Hankies fly again, and these two teams have met now 3 times in the last 2 years, and most of these games, Damon, are pretty clean, but the beginning of this one, having some penalties fly, and this one's a hold that's going to move Pittsburgh back.
Man, I just think it's one of those things when you're playing in a game, you just talked about the high stakes playing a Cannon, you try a little bit too hard. You're thinking, okay, I need to hold this block for an extra second, or I need to just hold on to the face mask to not let them get to the backfield, and right now you just got to play your game, settle in here. Both teams, some early mistakes we're not used to seeing, but they should settle in nicely. And again, the Passion are third in the league in penalties. The Divas are first. So the Passion, it's got to be an advantage that you play pretty disciplined throughout the year, where the Divas have made a lot of mistakes.
Pistol formation for Pittsburgh on a second down at 21. And the end around, it's Meyer. Bethany Meyer weaving her way through, broken tackle, and it gets leveled and picks up some of that lost penalty yardage. Is saw what Meyer has, and what a season Bethany Meyer has had. Really a coming out party for her this season, and get her first touch of the football here in this conference championship.
Yeah, and ever since Napo got hurt for injury, she's another option. You can let her run the football. She has really good vision. You see right there reading her blocks, and that's pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle if she can get past one more defender right there. A really nice job to save that play right there for the Divas.
That's Kateria Johnson again. And this one underthrown on 3rd and 11. Incomplete, intended for Angie Cardillo. And that will make it 4th down for Pittsburgh. And
pretty much same field position, but a little bit longer of a force. So we were just talking about coffin corners right here. You're really hoping that you get to pin them deep here inside the 5-yard line.
We're talking about those earlier meetings. Pittsburgh wins on a walk-off field goal, 17-14 in D.C. Then the Divas return the favor back on June 6th, a 33-29 victory for the Divas here in Pittsburgh. That game was played at Slippery Rock University, so different field this time around. As a late addition to this punt unit, Ashley DeChico.
So, Matt, 1 point has separated these teams for the whole entire year. It's unbelievable to think about. After all the drama and craziness we've seen out of these two games, you got to think this is going to come down to the last possession too.
Johnson punts to Kateria Johnson at the 11. There is a flag down as Johnson is pulled down at the 31-yard line. As I beg your pardon, now Sienna Britt on the return, but it's a moot point.
Now that's going to be a block on the back, so really good job by the gunner to get down there. That was Brokaw. So that's going to be 15 yards, half a distance from the goal. So they're going to start this drive inside their own 10-yard line. So again, unheralded, you don't get a lot of credit when you're playing special teams, but right there, way to get down there and force a DC Diva player to block you in the back to save that tackle. But now the Passion have a really big opportunity getting to start this drive, or getting to defend this drive at the 8-yard line, and Divas would have to go 92 yards to get their first points of the day.
Yeah, and you know this Pittsburgh Passion defense, the steel curtain defense all season long, when they get in a situation like this, in field position like this, they lick their chops. They're not just looking for a stop, they're looking for points. They want to turn this defense into offense when they have a team backed up against their own goal line. 7:45 to play in the opening quarter. And a draw play on first down to give some breathing room out to the 15. As sliding through there is Schuber.
Got a nice play call by the DC Divas there. You're worried they might try to go deep first play. They're comfortable passing even inside the 10-yard line, but lean on that run game until the Passion adjusts to it, and then you can really use that play action game you love so much if you're a part of this DC Diva team.
Second down and 3 after the gain of 7. And they go into the slant route. It is completed to maybe a Howe, and Howe fights forward, gets the first down and more to the 29-yard line.
And Matt, did you think it was going to take this long to bring up Howell's name, the season that she's had? One of the best receiver seasons we've ever seen. 35 catches, 544 yards, and here, think about this, 9 touchdowns. Some teams don't have 9 receiving touchdowns on the whole entire year. She has 9 herself, the best receiver in the whole entire league this year. What a season by Howe.
First down and 10 for DC at the 29-yard line. Clock winds, 6:30 to go. Draw play one more time on the option to Struber. They pick her up after a minimal gain to the 33-yard line. Second down coming up here for DC. And they're pretty, I would almost say that this is a pretty vanilla style to DC's offense to this point.
We've seen this. They love the little flat route to the slant route. We've seen that a lot. Howe has no problem catching the ball inside the hash marks. But we've seen a lot more running out of this team, and Kajialdi's been pretty tame in the backfield so far, only scrambling once.
Little cross-buck option there. Harmony Buckman ends up getting the carry, second back through the hole to the 34. T. Cash, one more tackle to her ledger in a great season.
Like if I have this button on, I can hear myself.
Until they see if you need.
Matt, how about you calling out a cross-buck option? You're even ready for this this conference final here. Going deep in the bag of tricks early.
5:14, third down. Back to pass, Congiani. Pressure comes. Sidesteps one, stiff arms another, and she escapes and picks up the first down. DC converts. Pittsburgh had a chance there, and Amanda Congiani able to pick up the first down.
I don't know if she's motioning to her fingers. Hopefully she's okay. It looks like she is, might be, but that stiff arm, it is deadly. We talk about it every time these two teams plays against each other. You're going to generate pressure on her, but then you just don't expect her to be so good outside of the pocket scrambling. And every year I feel like we bring it up, and she still does it. Right there, good pass rush, though, by the Passion.
Congiani going to sling it down this near sideline, and way overcooked on that one as it finds one of the Passion coaches on this near side boundary. Incomplete, second down and 10 coming up.
And the one thing, Caggialdi, she is a gambler sometimes. She has 18 touchdowns, only 4 picks, but those 4 picks are a lot of times they're getting enforced in really tight windows. Right there, you just throw it up to the sideline. Hope Howell can make a play, but really good coverage there by the Passion. Got to look out for Harris in the middle when we talk about interceptions. One of the most exciting safeties in the league. You know that she's pretty much watching Caggialdi's eyes the whole entire game here.
Flags fly, and this play's blown dead. Well, so we think. Finally it is.
It should be a legal formation. Looked like that motion in the back. This was a little awkward. Ref threw the flag right away, but no player stopped playing. We saw somebody get decked there on the field. But again, the Divas, they are the most penalized team in the league, and they will make some mistakes, but you have to capitalize. Now you have them at 2nd and long. You know they're probably going to go to that slant or an out route to Howe. I would put 2 women on her and not let her get any space. Howe is on the bottom right of the screen here, and again, I would give her all the extra attention.
After the penalty, it's 2nd and 15 at the 35. Flags fly one more time and blow the play dead again. I feel like every time we make mention of some flags flying, a couple more end up flying.
Matt, you kind of mentioned it. Again, you're playing for a big deal, and it just makes everybody tense up a little bit. You're making mental errors. It's almost like you're overthinking. When you're an athlete, you should just play the game. We've all been there in big spots here, and both coaches, you can see, they aren't very happy with the game flow so far.
Defense, number 25.
Well, they returned to favor.
Repeat second down.
Yeah, and that makes you upset because you got them at 2nd and 15. You then can kind of pin your ears back and just go after them. Now on 2nd and 10, they can still run the football here. They get 4 yards. They're still very happy with a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6. So it just makes it not as predictable when you're calling the offense here for DC.
Caggialdi will try far side, and sliding down to make that catch is Sienna Britt. What will be 3rd down and 4 at the 46-yard line.
3rd down and 4. Also recognize Celebrations Bar, Banquet and Grill for celebrations every Sunday.
Back to pass, and then they go to the draw play one more. It's Buckman for the 1st down. Harmony Buckman into Pittsburgh territory for the first time tonight.
Matt, isn't a draw play the most beautiful thing in the world when it works? But when it doesn't, I mean, it takes guts to always call it on 3rd down right there. But well executed, and when you're a team that throws the ball so well, draw plays can really come in handy for you.
Yeah, it's the respect factor of the passing game for DC for sure. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter, and Caggialdi will cook it over down the far sideline, and she was wide open. Miscommunication there allowed Sienna Britt to streak down that far side and make a big-time catch all the way inside the 10 to the 12-yard line. It gains 35 yards, and a DC Diva 1st and goal.
You'll see it right here. Not a lot of pressure on Caggialdi. That's when she's going to want to throw deep, and you see there's no one 10 yards from Sienna Britt. She's been more their deep specialist this year, averaging 18 yards a catch and 3 touchdowns.
Slant pattern, tall but hauled in by Navia Howe. Another reception for her. That was Blakey, I beg your pardon.
And it's just so rare for this team. They have 3 receivers, Matt, that you could argue would be wide receiver 1s on a lot of teams, with Blakey, with Britt, with Howe, and it's amazing how they all get to catch the football again. Howe with 35 catches, Britt with 19, and then Blakely and Johnson have 16 as well. First red zone opportunity, big spot for both of these teams.
Dumping it off to the far side and dumped. Nothing available as Johnson made the catch, and Cameron Rufner made sure she was going nowhere.
Cameron Rufner leads the league in forced fumbles, always has a nose for the football, and right there, love that. You put your ears back, make that play in the backfield, make it a 3rd and long for DC Divas. Got to think it's also 2-down territory here. I don't think either one of these teams want to go for a field goal in this conference final.
Under 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. A lot of run plays in a fast-moving opening quarter of play. Congialdi on 3rd down and goal. Another slant route that's completed right shy of the first down. So they could get a first down here, and it will be 4th down and 1 as Tanasha Harris saved the first down, which would give them 4 fresh cracks at the end zone. And so it's 4th down and 1. In Pittsburgh, shut the door. They've been as good as any in these close situations near the goal line. Pittsburgh faithful.
Yeah, I was about to say, how about this crowd? We have the music going, the cowbells going on, and I think DC Divas did not like that, and they're going to use a timeout. So give some bonus points to this crowd, and I think for the passion, you have to say, okay, somehow, some way, I think this ball is going to go to Kajialdi in the red zone. We've seen it so many times, QB blast, QB sneak. There's a couple different ways it could happen, but you got to think they're going to go to Kajialdi here.
No doubt about it, a timeout taken. I want to remind you that tonight's broadcast brought to you by our premier partners, 8 Nation and PAM Health. And 8 Nation bringing you first quarter action. 8 Nation hydration, everybody, every day. And the history between these two programs, we're talking about it in the open, Damon, in order to have a great rivalry, you need it to be balanced, which it has definitely been that in 21 meetings. DC with the slight advantage. The margins of victory for both teams, very rarely is it a blowout one side or the other.
Matt, we've almost had some heart attacks on these broadcasts every year, I feel like, and it's just so fun to watch because they're so evenly matched. That's what makes it a rivalry. I think it's the best rivalry in this league. It's a shame it always has to happen the game before the big game.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to earn your way to make it to Canton, and I think both of these teams want to face each other every year in the conference final. But here we go. Got to think it's going to be a fullback dive or a quarterback sneak.
4th down and 1. They can get the first down as it Congialdi under center for the first time. Missed. It's a broken play. Congialdi, she's scrambling, and she's trying to escape, and she can't. She goes down. Pittsburgh shuts the door on the Divas. Tanasha Harris, denial.
Matt, we talked about sometimes in big games, you try making things happen that just aren't there. Right there, you think the fullback dives where they're going to go. Way to go by Harris to stay with Kajialdi there. Just grab onto a leg and wait for your teammates to get there. What a humongous stop there for the Passion. And you hope that Tiana Cash is okay as she is still on the ground after that play. But again, the fullback dive or the quarterback sneak, looks like they went for a fake fullback dive and wanted a little quick toss to the left side, but maybe just almost out-coaching yourself right there.
Well, with her being tended, this medical staff will step aside. 47 seconds to go. Here are the first no score between Pittsburgh and the DC Divas in the WFA National Conference Championship.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Hi, my name is Andrew Douglas. I owned the New York Sharks for nearly 20 years. They inspired my new book, Changing Cadence. The book isn't just about football, though. It's about friendship, family, aging parents, intergenerational connections, and ultimately about letting go. So if you've ever loved a team, a dream, or a person, I think you'll find yourself in these pages. I hope you read and enjoy Changing Cadence.
dinner. We're back to Chartiers Valley. First quarter action, no score, and they have just helped Tiana Cash to her feet, and she is being gingerly helped off. So thoughts with her. You know, the sisterhood of this league in this game, both sides appreciate, you know, game respects game, David.
Absolutely.
And, certainly a gamer in T. Cash.
And you see her defensive line all going towards her as well and trying to encourage her. But again, when you're playing offense or defensive line, all it takes is someone falling on you or something going wrong. So you hope Cash is okay. And in the biggest game of the whole entire year, you hope she might be able to come back if they make it to Cannon. But at first glance, again, we're never going to speculate injuries, but she looked pretty banged up there. And then they're going to check on her under the tent, as well as the Passion offense is back on the field.
Ari Smith gets the carry on first down for Pittsburgh. And she picks her way for 3 on first down.
Ari Smith, the ball carrier. She's brought down by Ricky Rivas.
Matt again with Napo out again. She is here. I saw her in her sling. An impressive year, missing the last 2 games, still getting 738 yards, finishing in second in the whole entire league. But you're going to see a couple running backs switch in here for the Passion all game long.
Ball here to the near side, completed. Bethany Meyer on the reception to the 30, moves the sticks. First down, Pittsburgh. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. No score, nothing decided in the first 15 of Pittsburgh and DC. Come back with us for quarter number 2. The Pittsburgh Passion presents the WFA National Conference Championship game. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV. So that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
Pittsburgh Passion broadcast of the WFA Pro Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Pam Health, committed to providing patients with the best care and outcomes. They offer both inpatient and outpatient therapy. Find a location near you. Pam Health bringing you tonight's second quarter WFA National Conference Championship game. I go alongside David McDermott, Matt Fargo with you. Susie Cool down on the sidelines. First down at 10, Pittsburgh. It is Chavez calling her own number, sidestepping, and she hits the gas and just could not get past the one remaining diva, separating her from a Pittsburgh touchdown. Talia Stevenson saves it. It's a gain of 18, but it's a touchdown-saving tackle.
Matt, right here, I love it. You got a pulling tight end off the read option. Chavez does such a good job reading her blocks, then cutting it back inside. You'll see right here, one woman to beat, shoestring-saving tackle. Chavez would have matched, or probably beat her career-long or season-long of a 65-yard rushing touchdown right there. What a play that would have been for the Passion, but you'll take 18 yards.
Swinging out, far side, incomplete, trying to get it to Ronnie Brown on that swing pass to the far side, and it will be second down and 10 for Pittsburgh at that 48-yard line.
Again, Ronnie Brown is a rookie. We're trying to make a play right there, but you got to get that football in your hands first before you start thinking about what juke or spin move you're going to do right there. They love her speed and what she can bring to this team as a change of pace back, but you got to make the small plays happen. Even 3 yards there you'll take on 1st and 10.
Rolling out. Stepping and hit as she was throwing and nearly intercepted. And it was dropped incomplete. Oh, Pittsburgh dodges a bullet there as in and out of the hands of Isabet Perez.
And Arzu right there got a free shot on Chavez, a blindside hit right to the helmet. That never feels great, so great to see Chavez come back up. But you just do not feel this pressure on your blind side, and that completely affects the play and almost was a huge play for the Divas. Last time they played, they had 3 interceptions on Chavez, looking for their first one right there, and what a really changed momentum in this game.
Yeah, she would have had some open room to ramble, too, had she caught that football. And, wow, it's going to be a false start penalty on Pittsburgh. It's going to make this a 3rd and 15 now.
And, man, that's one of those ones. I played center until I was about 12, and if you're the only one that doesn't move and all 10 other ones move, you might have was supposed to snap the football or you just forgot the snap count, but it happens. And right there, it just seemed like we had 8 to 9 women there moving before that ball was snapped.
So 3rd and 15, they regroup here. Johnson in motion. Chavez rolls, steps up, evades one, and then throws, and it is incomplete. Closest one to the football was Angie Cardillo, and it is 4th down for Pittsburgh.
Really nice zone defense there by the Divas. Use the sticks as an extra defender right there. Everything in front of you, nothing behind you. Going to force another punt. Both of these teams getting stopped near midfield other than that DC Diva drive where they went all the way down to the 2-yard line. But these defenses playing really well right now. And it seems like, Matt, in this game, points are going to be at an absolute premium. So these defenses got to be ready the whole entire game to try to slow down the rushing attack of the Passion and the passing attack for the Divas. It's so fun when we got 2 completely different styles. There's a late sub coming out before this punt as well for the Passion.
Johnson to punt it away. Rolls to the 20.
And you'll take that. That one, she'll tell you, kind of slid up on her foot a little bit, got too much air on it, but how powerful her leg is, it still gets down to the 20-yard line. One of the best punters in the league and can play a little tight end, a little fullback. I said she could play defense if you needed to. I bet she could throw the football, too. And right there, still not the best field position for the DC Divas, so the Passion will take it. They got to go 80 yards.
Yeah, and you talked pretty much about everything that Cody Johnson has in her tool belt. But DC goes, yeah, we know she's a pretty good field goal kicker, too, because she...
How did I forget that?
She also booted that 37-yard field goal that cemented the Passion's win over DC in the first meeting between these two teams earlier this year. A 17-14 walk-off winner for Pittsburgh with 2 seconds left. And as this one is caught, Christy Kelly on the reception, and this one, it kind of has a similar feeling, Damon, to that game. A little bit more defensively aided. And you never know with how good these offenses are when they will start clicking. But at least to this time, at 13-13 and a moving clock, it's been the defenses to this point.
Yeah, and I think the defenses have an advantage when you're so familiar with each other. How many times have we seen in the WFA or the NFL when rivals play against each other, you kind of know what they love to do, and you can limit that. And so far, both of these defenses are doing a great job.
Congione with some pressure. Ball kind of whirly-birds out of her hand. It's completed, though, as Britt is popped right there at the line of scrimmage. Rufner, even saw Caitlin Niedermeyer getting out on the edge on that one to cause some havoc for the Pittsburgh defense, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, I want to mention this one more time. Caitlin Niedermeyer is a defensive lineman. She is 6th in the league in tackles. You know how amazing that is? That's like, I'm gonna name drop here, but that's like Aaron Donald-esque. That's when you're one of the best defenders in the league when you're playing defensive tackle or DN like she is, where she's kind of moving around. That's amazing. 43 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss for the year. Caitlin, I mean, she can play as long as she wants. She's always going to wreak havoc in the middle. It's amazing to watch her play.
Empty backfield, double clutching, and intercepted. It's Rufner on the INT. Rufner with the convoy. She cuts back down the near numbers inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and Pittsburgh gets the first turnover of this football game. Cam Rufner on the INT of Congialdi.
Congialdi only has 4 picks for the whole entire year. Right there, we talked about trying too much. He tried forcing that one in the middle. Rufner's reading her eyes the whole entire time. Drops right before that zone right there. Great job to come back to that football, and then she turns into a running back. We know that she is a very athletic linebacker right here, looking like a safety. Get it all the way down to the 15-yard line for the Passion. Now, Matt, it's going to be a huge deal here. You're in the red zone. Use Chavez's legs. Maybe if you got a trick play, they're going to come out in I form first play with Ronnie Brown in the backfield. No, that is Sarah Padlin in the backfield.
Cody Johnson, the fullback, I formation for Pittsburgh. First down and 10. Johnson, they fake it to her. Keeping is Chavez. Chavez is inside the 10, down to the 8.
And, Matt, that's the one thing I think drove the Passion crazy this year. They did not have Congialdi throw a pick the whole entire regular season. They usually get 1 or 2 off of her. That's Rufner's first INT of the season as well. When you're looking at regular season stats, as a team, they only had 6 on the year. What a well-timed interception there.
Handoff to Paladin. Paladin following blockers inside the 5. She's right at the sticks. Should be good enough for a first and goal for Pittsburgh. It is not. Looks like a half a football short.
Chavez was wearing something on her helmet there for a while. It looked like either a do-rag or a head skull there, but she ends up ripping it back off, and I wouldn't be surprised if she calls her own number right here on a 3rd and short. Remember, the Divas could not do it right here with their quarterback, but I would say Chavez wants a QB blast right up the middle.
3rd down and 1. It's a naked boot for Chavez, who almost tripped, but she gets her balance, and she's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Marcelina Chavez!
And, Matt, that's why I'm not a coach. What a great play call right there. You go fake fullback dive. Everybody's thinking it's going to go up the middle. Chavez, the best running quarterback maybe in the history of the WFA, can beat a woman on the outside by herself right here. All the way, she's looking to the corner of the end zone. You're not going to catch her, and I dare you to try to tackle her at the goal line. She's going to get in. What a play for Chavez, and what a touchdown for the Passion.
Chavez and Pittsburgh score first. Martz for the PAT. No good, was too low. Not able to get there. 10:42 to play in this second quarter, and Pittsburgh on the board first. And it was the Passion defense setting it up. Cameron Rufner's INT sets up a Makai Chavez TD run, and Pittsburgh leads it 6-0. We'll be back with more of the WFA National Conference Championship game.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Also, kick return here for DC. After Pittsburgh gets on the board first, Kacharia Johnson on the return to the 40-yard line. DC's offense back out on the field, and after the interception thrown by Amanda Congialdi, only the 5th one of the season, Passion defense licking their chops, and this is where good teams can be great teams. Can Pittsburgh force another mistake? Is DC gripping the football a little tighter, or do they stay within their game? Because DC's moved the football at times in this game, Damon. They've just come up empty on the point side of it. Pittsburgh's buckled down in those big moments to this point in the ball game.
this is something to mention. I don't think they've been down since they've played the Passion, so they haven't been in this territory a lot. So you got to hope everybody sticks together here, only down by 6.
Off the right side, it's Sarah Struber. Tyra Grant on the tackle.
Tyra Grant's going to have to play big now with Cash on the sideline. Right now, she's getting some work done on the table. So her pads are still on. That could be good news, but it's going to be interesting to see if the DC Divas now maybe run the ball a little bit more. But right there, it wasn't successful on first down, even with Cash out of the ball game.
Second down and 9. Play action, another slant route, and it's completed to Navia Howe, and Howe has a first down and into Pittsburgh territory to the 42-yard line, and that's the bread and butter play that we've seen DC really go for touchdowns more times than not. That time it picks up 17.
Yeah, being a talented receiver like Howe, I'm always so impressed how she's okay with going to the middle of the field. You know you're going to take a hit, but she breaks so many tackles when she runs that slant route. And you can tell why Coggiot and her are best friends, because every single time it is right on the money, right in her hands, that she can keep on running with the football.
First down and 10 for DC, ball at the 42-yard line. And they fake the sweep to the motion man and go right up the middle. And actually a good push there up front for Sarah Struber. And maybe the most under-talked about portion of the DC Diva squad is that offensive line. Obviously, Amanda gets a lot of praise, the receivers, as we've talked about. But, Damon, this is probably one of the best offensive lines. I think we might be having the 1 and 2, 1A, 1B in terms of offensive lines in the game. And, you know, that's great for a quarterback when you have time. We saw that when she does have time, she's able to do it, and testament to the O-line.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to throw any deep balls if you don't have a really good offensive line. She trusts them so much. She can sit in the pocket and wait for a receiver to get open. They've had a great year on that offensive line, and Coggiot gets to sit back there and have a lot of time.
Second down, 5, swings it out to Gabriella Johnson, and Johnson gets tracked down. Haley Coomer on the tackle for Pittsburgh at the 34-yard line.
And shout out to Haley right there. I thought we might get a holding call, and she still fought through the holding call that should have been called, wasn't, and got that tackle right there. Would have been a big mistake for DC. Would have been 3rd and long. She's still kind of motioning like, hey, did you see my jersey pretty much rip off my back right there? And I still made the tackle, but now a huge 3rd down. You got to think it's 2-down territory for DC as well.
3rd down, 2. Under 8 to play here in the second quarter. And they go back to the ground game, and it's a handoff picking up the first down off the left side. As they go to Whitney Sims. Sims used to be really the feature back of this DC Diva squad, and has done a nice job filing in more of a role player opportunity, but does what she needed to do there and pick up a DC first down.
Yeah, man, I think we talked throughout the year if maybe she was dealing with an injury, or maybe they just kind of switched how they want to run the football. But Sims, some years, I mean, it is so hard to bring her down. She's always falling forward, too, for some extra yards. That was only her 21st carry of the year.
First down, 10 from the 28. They go to another new back, and that's Lucretia Lane getting the carry. So 2 fresh backs in the game go back-to-back in carries. Lane gets to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3.
Unless I'm reading this wrong, I'm looking. She didn't even have a rush on the regular season. So, again, I mean, we've seen Ronnie Brown for the Passion. Now we've seen the Divas having a couple different women carry the football as well. All hands on deck when it comes to a conference final.
Second down. Play action. Congione looking, throwing, caught for the touchdown. It's Danny Blakey for the DC Diva touchdown, and we're tied at 6.
What a catch over the shoulder, Matt. That's never going to be easy for a receiver. Really good adjustment in the air right there, and a great ball by Coggiot. And again, we talked about who's going to answer after the Passion score first. What a drive by DC to get back on the board here. You'll see it one more time. Play action there. Sims gets a nice block right there, at least slows down a defender. And then what an adjustment in the air to catch that over your shoulder. Blakely's thinking about the celebration as soon as she catches it. What a catch by her. And DC with a great response.
Christina Fernandez to put them up. The high snap, tries to get it up. It's blocked, and we'll stay tied at 6. And in this game, you know, we saw how critical it was last time these two teams met on some missed extra points, and that drive goes 8 plays, 60 yards, and it is Pittsburgh 6, DC 6. 6:05 to play here in the first or second quarter. It's the WFA National Conference Championship game, and we're back after this commercial break.
Supportive.
Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected. Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great. Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional.
Care.
Opportunities. Excellent. Passionate. Family.
Family.
Awesome.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Back to Chartiers Valley, the site of the WFA National Conference Championship game, our WFA Pro Game of the Week, alongside Damon McDermott, Matt Fargo, Susie Cole, roaming the sidelines. Pittsburgh Passion and DC Divas, a rivalry renewed, and the highest stakes it could be. It's really the, you know, for sports fans, kind of a Yankees-Red Sox.
I completely agree
rivalry.
with you. Steelers, Ravens, whatever historic rivalry you want to talk about, the game's always going to come down to the line, and they're always playing to make it to the championship in Canton.
You know, I would go as far to say this is one of the greatest rivalries in women's pro sports.
Absolutely.
I don't know that there's one better than this. As Jenna Chavez-Meister on that return sidesteps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And let's check downstairs with Susie Cole.
Guys here today, but when you talk about history in the WFA, you're looking at the gold standard when it comes to this matchup between Pittsburgh and DC. Passion head coach Teresa Kahn reminded me that for the last 2 decades, almost every single time these two teams square up, it's a nail-biter. Matt, I know we know that from last season, and fans can count on the excitement. We can as well, and that is going to continue to fuel today's conference championship. Matt?
Yeah, Susie, it is one of those matchups where it's a true coin flip game each and every time they play. And then to make it even better, how about this? Emma Gurley one-hands that snap, was able to get – that was a really athletic play. We didn't need to see this again because she saved this from being a little dangerous.
Or maybe a turnover,
right,
and then be able to get positive yards on this play as well. Emma Gurley with our first snap of the game, and it wasn't an easy one. You see right here, boom, one-handed right hand right there, and then right away I'm just going to take it off and try to get a couple yards. Really nice play for Gurley that maybe a lot of people won't talk about. That might save a drive, and Chavez gets a toss.
Yep, Chavez almost being used as a running back in this situation. Emma Gurley is the Passion's backup quarterback.
Matt, I love it. Again, you got to just pull out all the stops here, and no problem with Chavez playing running back. Again, 3rd in the league in rushing, and she's now in an I formation as a running back here.
Yep, Gurley under center. Center quarterback exchange, and it's Cody Johnson that gets the carry, and Johnson only gets a yard to that midfield stripe.
Matt, if they can play this right, again, they get the ball at half, and they have this drive under 5 minutes here. If you can kind of just chip away, Divas, you would not feel pretty good if you go down a touchdown and you got to kick off to the Passion in the second half.
Under 5 minutes to go in this first half of play. They motion Chavez out of the backfield. She's awaiting. Gurley looks, throws. It's caught now by Chavez and sidesteps one would-be tackler. Has the first down to the 35-yard line. Gurley, the patience by Emma Gurley to wait on that one to develop here, picks up a Pittsburgh Passion first down.
You know, I'm complimentary of every woman in this league, but Chavez might be the best athlete in this league right here. Catching a screen pass right there, then making one defender miss, barreling forward for the first down. That play looked like it was sniffed out, but Gurley trusted it all the way and got it to Chavez at the last second.
Gain of 16. First down at 10, Pittsburgh, just inside the 35-yard line. And now it's Bethany Meyer with Chavez out there lead blocking there. And Meyer got the corner for another Pittsburgh Passion first down. And how about Lisa Horton going in deep into the bag of tricks and offense for this Pittsburgh Passion series?
Are we going to see Chavez play any quarterback in this drive or not? Now back out running back again. Gurley doing a really good job commanding this offense right now.
12 yards on that one for Meyer. Now it's a pitch right to Marcelina Chavez, who breaks a tackle, carrying would-be tacklers with her down to the 15-yard line.
And maybe this is the package we did not see throughout the whole entire year. You bring it out here in the third meeting against DC, and right now I'm going to be honest, they're scrambling. It does look like Chavez is going to take a breather, saying, hey, I was a lead blocker, I caught a pass on this drive, and I ran the ball really hard. Just give me a play or two off. You see if maybe Gurley throws this football or they play it safe on second and short and run the football once or twice to give Chavez a break.
Yeah, Paladin in with Chavez on the sideline, and it's a design run play for Emma Gurley. And Gurley coughed the football up, and it's recovered by DC. DC recovers it. Jumping on the football, Kenya Davis pounces on it, and the DC Divas, that was Perez forcing the fumble. Remember, she almost had the interception earlier in this game, and then DC gets their turnover, the first time they've got Pittsburgh to turn the football over, and it was in that red zone territory. Pittsburgh was looking to retake the lead, but with just under 3 minutes to go, back to DC.
What a defensive stop for DC, and now you can switch momentum. Matt, if you can now drive down the field in under 3 minutes and get points on the board.
Handoff that goes nowhere. Struber is pulled down, and leading the charge is Caitlin Niedermeyer.
We've talked about her a lot in this first half, but we could talk about her every single play right there. If you try to block her one-on-one, it's going to be a long day right there. She gets right in the backfield for the Passion. And way to just settle this team down. You know, you just pretty much take the air out of the stadium with that fumble. Now your defense has a job to try to at least go into half tied in this one, and you feel pretty good getting ball at half.
A pride of Brentwood High School, Caitlin Niedermeyer. Second down and 12 after the loss of 2. Congiati will look, throw tall. Open is Blakey and makes the catch. Doesn't have much room to ramble, though, as Ashley DeChico comes over to make a nice open field tackle. Third down coming up. And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Pittsburgh 6, DC 6. The ladies from the nation's capital meeting the ladies from the Steel City in a National Conference Championship game. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We're back after this.
Supportive. Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected. Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional. Care.
Opportunities. Excellent. Passionate. Family.
Family.
Awesome.
WFA National Conference Championship game. DC and Pittsburgh tied at 6. 2 minutes to go in this first half. 3rd down and 6 for DC. Shotgun with trips, pressured. Slant pattern is caught for the first down and help arrives, but not after DC converts. Gabriella Johnson on the reception for DC.
Good coverage there by Harris. Just a better catch right there. Again, a really talented receiver group for the DC Divas to make Cagiotti's job easier right there with another nice catch and a big first down. Punting inside your own 20 under 2 minutes, it is never comfortable for a team.
Buckman motions out. Another slant completed to Nabia Howe, and Howe has the first down. She'll pick up 12 to the 42-yard line.
No timeout used yet by DC. They got 2.
Clock down to a minute 20. It's rolling.
It might take a shot here on first down.
Back to pass. Cangiotti with time. This time a comeback route that's over. Shot incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:09.
And right there, Navia Howe was getting double teamed on that out route, trying to keep her from getting behind the defense. And it looks like she's going to take a breather for a play as well. So your wide receiver 1 is not going to be here for this second down play.
And it should go with mentioning that Pittsburgh's out without their starting running back. And Ellie Malarski, now Ellie Napo, she season-ending collarbone injury. She is here cheering on the team from the sidelines. Buckman gets the call, tries to get to the corner. She will, but get pulled down from behind.
And here comes a timeout, I think, finally for DC. So they got 1 left with just under a minute to go.
Hartman made the tackle there.
Passion have all 3, man, if they do stop them here on this 3rd down and want to go hurry-up offense with Chavez. So huge 3rd down here for both of these teams. Maybe Cagiotti a little bit gun-shy after that interception. You never know. And for the Passion, again, if you can stop them here, make them punt, you never know what your special teams can do. And Chavez with 3 timeouts. The worst thing for DC here, Matt, would be an incomplete pass that stops the clock. Cash, you see, is back on the field, at least in the huddle, supporting her teammates. It's always a good sign, Matt, when you see a player, even when they're injured, they keep their pads on. So they at least think they might be able to get back in the game.
Third down and 4. Out of this timeout. Full wide receiver set for Amanda Cangiotti. Rolls, looks, fades. It is caught. Coming back, Dana Blakey comes back to the football, makes the catch for the first down.
What a first half Blakely's having that touchdown catch. Had a drop early on, but has responded so well after that drop.
Quickly to the line, 39 seconds to go. Another slant pattern, it's caught. Gabriella Johnson. Pittsburgh's pretty okay with allowing them to have that play now. Timeout taken here with 30 seconds to go, and sure, fans of the stands and maybe at least one of us up here in the booth, you just want one of Pittsburgh's linebackers to cheat in on that one time and take it back the other way.
Yeah, you want to see that, but I will say with 30 seconds left right now, I would say the clock's your best friend.
Yeah.
The boundary line and the end zone, everything just stay in front of you and you should be okay. DC, they do love to air it out, but right now it's looking like the Passion are like, hey, you can take these underneath routes for right now. We don't think you're going to be able to kick a field goal, and we don't think you're going to be able to score on us if we can keep everything in front of you. And real quick, we do got to shout out the fans today. What a packed house here for this playoff game. Everybody knows what stakes are on the line for both of these teams and how great this rivalry is. They've been loud. The music's been loud. They've definitely helped the Passion here, and you got to think when they come back out here for this big second down, they're going to get loud and hopefully help this pass rush one more time to get the Caggioli to hopefully end the half here. If I'm the Passion, you get a sack here, you just let the clock go all the way down. You're happy being tied at half.
Yeah, both of these teams have won 3 national championships. Would love to see Pittsburgh get back to the title game in 2 weeks in Canton, Ohio. See the Passion fans at the Pro Football Hall of Fame as this one is climbing the ladder. What a catch at the 16-yard line. Sienna Britt.
That is an unbelievable catch. The Passion are still kind of looking at each other like, how did she catch that football? Now they got to hurry up. Under 20 seconds here, no timeouts.
19 yards of the pass and catch, 15 seconds. Caggioli steps up with pressure, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And that was almost a heads-up play. She was almost in trouble to taking a sack. Had a lot of pressure there. Alyssa George and company were barreling in on her, and she gets it away with 10 seconds to go, and the ball resting at the 16-yard line.
Caggioli pretty much trying to make anything happen here and just throws it up. And what a catch right there. Again, the defense is looking like, how in the world? We had 2 women on her, just went up and caught that one, and now huge play here with 10 seconds left. Probably DC's looking for a quick pass out of bounds and then one shot at the end zone.
10 seconds to go here in the first half, tied at 6. Caggioli back to pass. Will throw it into the end zone. It's knocked away with 4 seconds to go. Incomplete. Harris was eyeing that one for an INT, but it will be 3rd down in the field goal unit. Looks like it will trot onto the field to try to give DC the lead here at the half.
Really good pass defense by Lizzie Martz there as well. Pretty much hip to hip with the receiver all the way down the field. Did not fall for maybe going that inside move, went outside on a little wheel route. Great defense there. And now Teresa Kahn is going to use a timeout and just go over their field goal block. And you also want to make sure, hey, if there's any way they're going to fake this, somebody has to be ready for a little pass of the outside.
Yeah, they missed the extra point after their touchdown due to a high snap. It'll be a 33-yard field goal here. Just making sure that everything is copacetic on the special team side of things. Maybe making the kicker think about it a little longer. It is kind of that way in this league. You know, you don't see special teams in terms of the field goals units, but that's how close this game has been. This rivalry, this series, always comes down very often to the final possession. So a 33-yard field goal. Christy Kelly to kick it. Try to give the Divas their first lead of this National Conference Championship. Snap, hold, flags are down, and the kick clangs off the upright and in. Celebration for DC, but a flag is down. And what will the decision be here? I think it's going to be a Pittsburgh penalty.
Yeah, DC
this is going to be. Yes. Yeah. Coach Alicia Marfel comes out and says, yeah, we're going to decline that. We're going to take what happened.
Defense, that penalty is declined. The point is good. That is the end of the first half.
There you go. So DC hits a buzzer beater field goal from 33 yards away by Christy Kelly. And you see how much it means to them on that sideline. They know that every point means something in this game. And at half, it'll be DC 9, Pittsburgh 6, in the WFA National Conference Championship game. Let's go down to Susie Cole.
Coach T, coming down to just a few points already here after the first half. So where does the offense need to buckle down come the second?
You know what? They're making the adjustments. The girls are digging in. It's going to be a battle. We knew that. So this is exciting. This is where everyone will rise. So I'm expecting us to rise up here.
Any update on Tiana Cash?
Not yet.
Thanks, Coach. Matt?
Susie, thank you. As we continue on in this WFA National Conference Championship game, it's the DC Divas 9, the Pittsburgh Passion 6 at the end of the first 2 frames. We got 2 more to play and nothing decided. Come back with us in our presentation of the WFA National Conference Championship game to go to Kenton and to play for Franco. We'll be back. We welcome you back to Chartiers Valley. It's halftime. DC leads Pittsburgh 9-6 at the break. And coming up, the Extended Family Programs Incorporated halftime interview. Got a chance to sit down with one of the Pittsburgh Passion stars. Here's what she had to say. A-Nation Heart of the Passion interviews continue with Kadrea Hampton of your Pittsburgh Passion, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the 2026 version. And Kadrea, thanks so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Your 3rd season with the Passion, 4th season playing women's professional football. I'm curious to ask, what would you tell rookie Kadrea coming into women's pro football on the journey that she was about to go on?
I would tell rookie me, patience is key. You know, sometimes we want to get on the field and we move so fast because we love the game, but the patience that I have now moving on the field and being able to navigate where the play is going, I would definitely tell her to have some more patience.
What was growing up like? What sports did you play? And did you always have the football bug growing up?
No. I was not into sports growing up at all, really. I was a dancer, actually, on the band. So I was real into instruments and like the violin and clarinet, and then the dancing as well. So I didn't find sports, like contact sports, until I was 24 years old, actually.
So what was that experience like? You find it and you find a passion for it, pun intended.
Yes, so I've always loved football. I'm a diehard football fan. So playing the game was so much different. I seen one of my friends actually try out the year before I did, and I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. Like, I have to be able to put my hands on these people just like that. It just seemed so unreal that women were able to play the game and play the sport. So I said, yeah, I have to get my hands on this. So when I tried out my first year and after the very first practice and we made contact and everything, I said, this is for me. I will always be a part of this as long as I can be a part of this.
You are a part of a big family, not just the Passion family, but you're one of 6 siblings. Tell me a little bit about your family.
There's only 2 girls. The rest of them are all boys. We're a very close-knit family. We see each other more than sometimes I like. But I love being I'm the oldest as well, so I love being the big sister. You know, I have lots of nieces, lots of nephews. You know, I have no kids myself yet, but you know, I'm still playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that has to be pretty fun on Saturdays to look up in the stands and have a pretty good fan cheering section with you as well.
Yes, actually one of my sisters came to my game this weekend in DC, so that was really a good thing, good feeling, you know, when you just have people there for you, cheering for you. I've made a lot of family as well with some of my teammates' parents and sisters, so there's so many of us now that it's just a great feeling to have them there.
You know, not only playing the game of football, but the family atmosphere that the team creates. What is this, being a part of this Pittsburgh Passion family, like for you?
For me, I'd say the biggest thing about being a part of this team is the sisterhood. We pick each other up. We're there for each other on and off the field. Sometimes during off season, it doesn't necessarily feel like off season because we are always together. So I love them, and I love having the family that came with the team. Not only do I get to play the game, I also got to get some good sisters.
You enjoy the defensive side of the football and laying the hits?
Yes, I'm not really looking to get hit, but you know, everybody always thinks that I'm either a receiver or something else because of my stature, but playing on the D-line and being a linebacker is very, very, I don't even know if I have the right word.
It's intense.
Like, it's intense. It's, you know, I get to get them before they get me. Sometimes they don't even see me get them. So it's very, it puts a fire under you that sometimes once you get started, you can't stop.
No question about it. What are your expectations for this 2026 Passion team? Do you think they can end up in Canton, Ohio?
We will end up in Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
I am very confident, you know, in this team, what we've built, who we are, and what we're made of. So I'm 100% confident in us going to Canton this year.
Kadrea, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
And I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much.
All right, stick around. More Pittsburgh Passion football coming at you right after this.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Welcome you back here to Chartiers Valley, the site of our WFA National Conference Championship game. We get ready for the second half, and that's a good sight if you're a Pittsburgh fan. Tiana Cash looks like she's upright and ready to get back out there, and the Pittsburgh defense will have to do that as it'll be Emily Smith sending it to the DC Divas to get things going, and this one takes an interesting bounce, and Pittsburgh gets it on the onside. Perfectly executed. Cameron Rufner comes up with the football, and DC looks in disbelief. They can't believe what just happened. Pittsburgh stole a possession out of the gate here in the second half.
You're not going to see a better squib, pooch, whatever you want to call this kick, an onside kick. And Rufner already with the INT with a huge special teams play, Matt. I made the mistake saying that the Passion got the ball after half, but they actually ended up getting the ball after half off of that onside kick. So now Tiana Cash gets the rest a little bit longer. But what a huge way to steal a possession right there. You're going to remember that play if the Passion can end up winning this football game. Every side of the football, offense, defense, and special teams are going to make big plays right there. Onside kick to start the second half.
First down and 10 for Pittsburgh at the 35 from the pistol. Chavez back in a quarterback, hands it off. Sarah Paladin off the right side. Paladin to the 25, chased out of bounds.
And Matt, that reminded me, I think it was the Super Bowl with the Saints that did an onside kick to start the second half. And props to special teams, to the head coach Lisa Horton and Teresa Kahn. They even say, hey, this is what we're going to come out here in this second half and do.
Yeah, T-Con representing the special team side of things. But it is a group effort there with the co-head coaches and Lisa Horton and Teresa Kahn. And now Chavez keeps and will angle for 2. Sharp on the tackle. You know, we're talking about Lisa Horton and Teresa Kahn and Kim Zubovic on that coaching staff in her first year since retirement. As Chavez rolls here, dumps off to Johnson. Johnson inside the 20 to the 15-yard line, a yard shy of another first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Great job there by Chavez to find an open receiver downfield because that line shift seemed to really confuse the offensive line, and there was some pressure coming after her. So every play can't be a big one right there. Just dump it off and make this 3rd and manageable.
I formation is just a design quarterback sneak, and Chavez will pick it up, and yet you don't need to make it look pretty sometimes. You just need to get it over. And Pittsburgh, you know, whoever makes their play calling the most simplified is going to win this football game here in the second half. Damon, and Pittsburgh, all business on that play.
Yeah, right there. It kind of reminds me of when you're playing Pee Wee football, a little silent count. Quarterback's just going to clap her hands, boom, you're going to get a first down. Easy play there for Chavez.
First down at 10, Pittsburgh. Chavez has the entire DC Divas. There were only 2 defenders on the other side of the field. They all chased her down there, lost it 2.
You don't see Chavez going out of bounds unless she absolutely has to, and right there she's thinking, okay, I can't break 5 tackles. We're just going to live to play another play right here.
It'll be 2nd down at 12. Back at the 15-yard line now. They go back to the shotgun. Paladin, the sidecar to the left of Chavez. Back to pass, slant route, and oh man, poorly timed, incomplete. But that's a good scenario there for Pittsburgh, as closest to the football was wearing that burgundy and gold, and Amaya King.
Right there, it looked like Bethany Meyer. It might have been an option route where she can go back outside on a little scroll route, but she went with a slant on the inside, just a little bit of miscommunication. Can't have that happen here in the red zone.
3rd down and 12. Back to the I formation. Load in the boxes, DC. Rolling out, Chavez. Surveys, throws, end zone. It was pulled off the turf and caught for a touchdown. Bethany Meyer. Pittsburgh back in front. How did she do it?
What a throw, Matt, and what a catch you'll see here on the replay. Rule Chavez out. She's going to turn her shoulders, and Bethany Meyer scooping this one. It does not touch the ground. What a beautiful catch right there. Way to throw that behind the defender, too. Everybody wants to talk about Chavez's legs. They're going to go for 2 now, but what a throw. What a catch for the Passion. A much-needed touchdown drive.
And what a response. Onside kick to turn it into 6 and hopefully 8. As Chavez on the boot, she has an open pasture, and she walks in for the 2-point conversion. Pittsburgh gets 8 and leads it 14-9. Perfectly executed here to start the second half. An onside kick leads to a Passion score, and then this. 2 more for Pittsburgh. 14-9. Don't go anywhere. The WFA National Conference Championship continues when we come back.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV. So that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like. Oh,
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
good luck this season.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way. Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, the start of the WFA National Conference Championship game. Our pro game of the week brought to you in part by our good friends at UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. Bringing you tonight's third quarter of action. Pittsburgh gets it done on the onside kick. Boy, I still got to give Emily Smith all the credit in the world for having that one perfectly bouncing. And they're going to try to angle another one here. It's going to bounce over the head. Another one well done there. Sienna Britt on the return. And Pittsburgh gets a great special teams performance here. Great kick and a great kick coverage as we'll check downstairs with Susie Cole.
Thanks, Matt. One thing we know for sure about Passion QB Makai Chavez is that she is as versatile as they come. We are so lucky to see the wheels, see the arm each and every game, and head coach Teresa Kahn telling me Chavez truly has an extra gear. When you look at her skill, you know the QB could easily play as a receiver or a linebacker. And if asked, or Kahn even joked, if coach let her, Chavez would never leave the field if given the option because she just comes with that much fire and grit. Matt?
Yeah, grit's a great way to describe her, Susie. She is a gritty player, and she does not need the glamour. She doesn't need the spotlight. She just wants to win. She's a competitor in every way of the word, and this handoff here, Struber gets a couple to the 25.
Harris and Niedermeyer on the tackles.
And just a note real quick, Matt, it looks like Cash is still on the sideline, but again, it looks like she's itching to get back out there. But again, the coaching staff and the medical staff usually know a little bit better.
Well, Denasha Harris has just gone down, and that's not good news. Pittsburgh defense already depleted with one of their linebackers, and now someone to the secondary is down as they will take a look.
Looked like she tried to get up again. Don't want to speculate injuries. Might have got the wind knocked out of her, and hopefully she can get herself together here on the field and get back up. But now she's kind of looking like she might be looking at her foot, so you're hoping a cramp or something along those lines. But how Harris plays, how she's blitzing a lot, and she gets in there with the offensive line, and she can get fallen on or tripped over there, and you hope she's okay. She's in on almost every single tackle, even at the safety position.
They're going to continue to tend to her, and we'll step aside on a quick timeout.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Harris was able to walk off gingerly, and she's not even over with the athletic trainers right now. She's talking to teammates, explaining what happened. So that seems to be a good sign as this second down goes back to the ground game for DC, and not much available. The interior of that Pittsburgh defense has been as solid as it's been all year, locking down this attempt at a run game as they go back to Whitney Sims.
Matt, what I'm looking for here on third down, Emily Smith is in at safety right now. You got to think Caggiotti's maybe going to test her here on 3rd and long with something in the middle of the field. Maybe that slant route they like so much, or you might see a post to the middle of the field. For the Passion, you only run one safety, so there's a lot on the line here always with Harris out of the ball game.
3rd down and 6. Back to pass Cangiotti, throwing the slant pattern, and it's caught for the first down. Maybe a Howe on the reception. And that will be good enough for a DC first down. They're going to go quick to the line here, Damon.
Yeah, why not? No huddle here. Caggiotti's comfortable. Howe looks like she's got everything going as well on that outside on one-on-one coverage. You might go right back to her.
Cangiotti will throw over the middle, and it's caught. Britt will get pulled down by Smith. Help arrived there. But, yeah, almost a play removed from what you were talking about, Damon, is testing the new safety out there for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and it's not Emily's fault. Again, you're in no man's land there when you play one safety. Harris is just so used to playing. But for Smith now, you kind of got to decide where you want to go.
Throwing near side, caught again. Blakey on the reception this time. Daza on the tackle. And tempo here for DC. That one gained 16.
Smith out, Harris back in.
Back to pass. Here comes some pressure. Stepping up is Cangiotti. She got grabbed, and she goes down. Sacked by Rufner. Have yourself a game, Cam.
Rufner with an interception this game, an onside recovery this game, and now a sack for Rufner. Right here you see off the blitz, you beat the running back, and then you don't give up. You're back in that pocket, but you chase Cagiotti down, grab a leg, and wait for your teammates to help you out.
2nd down, now 15 after the loss of 5.
With Harris back in, you see she's being a little bit more aggressive going to Howe's side. Now she's almost as a linebacker on this play. Nobody's deep for the Passion.
Flags fly as pressure collides. Cangiotti spins out of it. Now she'll let it fly, and it's wide open for Britt, who drops the pass. Incomplete. We'll check the flags, but a magician-like performance there by Cangiotti. You didn't get out of that trouble. But it looks like this flag's going to go against DC, with the official talking with Teresa Kahn right now.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 players moving at the same time. Left hand release decline, an incomplete pass, 3rd down.
So they'll take the play. Had Britt caught that football, they would have had to accept that penalty, because that would have been a first down, but the drop allows it to be 3rd down at 15. And if Pittsburgh gets this stop, Damon, circle that as a momentum shifter.
Really interested to see what the Passion do. The blitz has been working, but are you comfortable enough to blitz on 3rd and long? Again, Harris is not deep back there. They're playing pretty much 10 in the box.
Post pattern has worked for DC a lot here tonight. Back to pass, Cangiotti with pressure. Hit as she throws. Ball's incomplete. 4th down as Cangiotti ends up on her wallet.
You know what? I want to give a lot of credit to Kim Zabovic. I feel like we credit the head coaches a lot, but to really change up your defense that drive and bring out pretty much pressure the whole entire drive, it looks like Caggiotti's really uncomfortable, and maybe they finally solved the puzzle of Cagiotti. You got to get pressure in her face early and often, and they did that drive.
There is an injured Diva player down. And they check on her. Athletic training staff out. Coach Marfel over, of course, to check on one of her players. Let's check downstairs with Susie.
We're just talking about the defense, and Passion head coach Teresa Kahn hates to single out a single unit on her team. However, she can't help but praise co-defensive coordinators Kim Zubovic and Dylan Neal after the defense has been lights out the last 2 games. Kahn said the game plan these two put together has this defensive unit playing with an elite level of confidence this year, and in a game that will come down to pure grit today, Kahn is expecting the defense to continue to be that anchor. Matt?
Yeah, I think, the way that these games play themselves out, sometimes you don't get to give the credit to all of the assistants, all of the coaching staff that makes these programs, these franchises so successful year in and year out. And it's really a testament to the work that they put in, not on Saturdays. It's leading up. It's everything leading up to tonight.
Yeah, and I mentioned Kim, but great job by Dylan as well, as they pretty much man this whole defense. And again, I didn't expect them to come out in the second half blitzing so much, but it really worked on this drive. Very impressed with pretty much throwing out whatever game plan they had in the first, or saying, hey, this is what we're going to do in the second half. And now you're going to see a punt from the DC Divas, something they're not used to doing a lot this year. And you got Harris back there deep to hopefully make a big play for the Passion.
Hernandez to kick, and this will go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Pittsburgh's defense, a big stop, gets the ball right back for their offense that went down and scored to start this half. And they have a 14-9 lead and now have the football to try to add to it. And, Susie, you were just talking about Kim Zubovic and Lisa Horton and, of course, Teresa Kahn. How about what they've been able to do? All three of them were at the beginning of the Pittsburgh Passion back in 2002. They are the pioneers of the 2 decades of Pittsburgh Passion football. And since Teresa Kahn took over in ownership of 04 and wearing all the hats, back then, owner, player, coach, so much success. We'll talk more about it after this play. A pitch to Paladin doesn't go anywhere. It's blown up by Perez. The team has 163 wins and 39 losses in that time. That's a winning percentage of 81%. And, of course, a testament to the players on the field. But being able to win 3 national championships, undefeated seasons, really a testament to what this franchise has done and what specifically those 3 individuals have done, as Meyer gets planted a little late after the whistle. Pittsburgh fans don't approve of it. I don't think Teresa Kahn appreciates it.
Yeah, I would say most of the time that is a penalty, but again, you're a defender. You think Meyer caught that football, but I mean, you're getting a free shot on a wide receiver that has no idea you're coming at her there, and Kerry Hall made the most of it there. That was a lick and a half.
3rd down and 15 here for Pittsburgh. Chavez surveys, throws. It's caught. Meyer shrugs off one. Can't spin off of another. She's across the 25 to the 27-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3, maybe 4 coming up here.
They're debating on it.
They are. They're thinking about it.
Still debating on it.
Cody Johnson is out there. Play clock is at 15 seconds.
This is a huge play, Matt, if they end up actually going for this. It isn't just trying to get them to jump.
4th down, pistol formation. And they did! Free play, throwing is Johnson. They convert it anyway. As good as gold. Beautifully executed. Pittsburgh is going textbook in the second half.
I don't know how you execute that with 15 seconds on the clock. It looked like it was not going to be a play. They were just going to go off of the false count here. Chavez keeps her composure with the free play. Why not get it downfield? Stealing one out of Aaron Rodgers' playbook, known so well for doing it as well. Way to convert in your own zone. That was such a huge play in this third quarter.
First down and 10 Pittsburgh. Trips tight to the top of the formation. She rolls that way. Chavez steps up, throws. It's nearly intercepted. My goodness. It hit the hand of Amaya King, who has an INT against Chavez earlier this season. And King's going to think about that one for a while.
And King's second in the league with 4 interceptions this year, and right behind her is Davis with 3. So you got to be so careful this secondary. They make so many big plays.
Second down and 10. And, you know, that's where you execute something good, but you don't want to get too fancy where you hand DC an opportunity to get right back into it. 6:19 to play here in the third. Pittsburgh 14, DC 9. Long count. Keeping is Chavez. And Chavez hits the second gear. There goes Mackay down the boundary. Finally knocked out at the 25.
Looks like Chavez is going to be okay. Matt, right there, it was a little concerning there for a second. Again, big players make big plays, especially in the biggest games of the year. Right there, Mackay Chavez with the read option. She's taking this all the way, and it looks like it might be a tackle for loss, but as soon as she gets to open field, good luck, good downfield block right there as well. And then again, a game-saving, at least a touchdown-saving tackle, as Chavez will take a breather now.
Yep, Gurley comes in as the quarterback, hands it off, or pitches it over to Ari Smith, and Smith gets 2. That last one gained 38 yards, puts Pittsburgh right back in striking distance to add to their 14-9 lead.
Now, Matt, I never want to mention some bad juju, but this was pretty much the exact field position where Gurley had a fumble on that option play.
Meyer on the sweep, flags fly in. Oh my goodness, here comes another flag for
there
a
is
face
6
mask.
flags on the field right now. I think it's going to be a hold, but then there's a face mask on the other side.
Yep. I think you're right on there, David.
And props to Meyer. She has taken some shots in this game, and now her face mask, her helmet was sideways on her head there for about a couple seconds.
Officials sorting out the laundry.
We have offsetting fouls on the play. Holding, offense, horse collar tackle, defense. Those penalties offset by rule. Replay, second down.
So honestly, if you're the Passion, you're pretty okay with that because it was going to be second and long probably. And now it is going to be just a replay a second. Now they said horse collar. I mean, that's a face mask. That's textbook face mask. Meyer's helmet was sideways off her face there.
Kucharia Johnson, the guilty party there. Gurley under duress, going to find her way out of it. Stiff arm to the 20, and it will be third down. I don't think they quite got her to the 21-yard line where they spot him down. So third down coming up here for Pittsburgh. Under 5 to go here in the third.
Gurley comes out. Chavez back in for the third down, so she's okay after that scramble.
Third down for the pistol. Chavez boots, rolls, fires, comeback route, caught! Cardillo to the end zone! Touchdown Pittsburgh! Angie Cardillo from 21 away!
Right here, Matt, you'll see a play action. You think Chavez might end up running this football, so the linebackers are paying close attention to her, but Cardillo does a great job to go back on that curl route And then right up the field, nice downfield blocking, easy touchdown for Cardillo. And now you're up by 2 scores, and you're going to go for 2 so you can make this a 13-point game for the Passion.
Shotgun and a sidecar left. They go for 2. Marcelina, roll go to the end zone. She'll get in. 2-point conversion's good. Chavez punches it in, 22-9. Pittsburgh feeling it here in the third. A 10-play, 80-yard drive finishes with Chavez tossing a touchdown pass, scoring 6 with her arm and 2 more with her legs.
Again, I think Marcelina Chavez got some unfair criticism this year off of the last DC Diva game with some of those turnovers where she was trying to make things happen. This game, I mean, she is putting the team on her back, doing everything and showing why she has won the MVP in this league and why that the Pittsburgh Passion have 3 championships. Players like her are going to become big-time players in big-time moments. What a drive by the Passion. And Marcelina Chavez showing you why she's still one of the best quarterbacks in this whole entire league.
You know, I just looked over to the Passion sideline, and Lisa Horton is calming everyone down and saying, stay the course, stay the course. And that's great leadership there from a co-head coach and a former player that knows all too well there's way too much time left to get excited and a lot more work to still get done. 4:11 to play. DC back to work.
And, Matt, in games like this with these 2 teams, you know somehow it's going to get close.
Right.
So, again, you're happy that you have this 13-point lead, but you just have a feeling Caggialdi, Howe, somebody's going to make a big play on that side and make it a 1-possession game once again. So, got to stay the course. The one thing is you got a 13-point lead, and the clock's going to be your best friend throughout this game if you can keep a 2-possession lead. Again, look at this crowd, Matt. I love seeing this house packed for this playoff game. The support all season long has been so awesome for these ladies, and they're trying to see one more big home win here before Cannon.
4:11 to go here with the third, and Caggialdi and the DC offense back to work. Play action, slant route, in and out of the hands, drop by Howell, and not characteristic of her season. Pittsburgh's almost been okay with letting that happen in front of them and not getting burnt on the big play, but DC's scored quite a few touchdowns on that. If, Hal could shake one tackle, she could get off to the races.
Yeah, that's what makes her so dangerous. Usually she's okay with catching that inside. I know she saw Rufner coming at her, and it maybe just kind of chicken-armed it a little bit there, but you got to think they're going to go to Hal a lot in this second half.
Britt is in motion. They hand it off to Sims. Sims carries for maybe 1, and there's not much available there. Sasha Vela and Haley Coomer on the tackle.
Love how this defensive line is playing in this game, Matt. They are making them fight for every single yard. You're seeing Caitlin in the backfield almost every single play as well. This defensive line maybe took it personal after that last matchup. They really answered the bell so far in this one.
3rd down and 9. Back to pass, Caggialdi going to go on the seam route to Britt, and she hauls it in for the Diva first down. Just when you think you've solved it, DC dials up something that gets it right back going again.
What makes this play so beautiful, they know that pressure is going to come in, and Caggialdi has to get it off, and Britt knows it's pretty much going to go up to her to the seam the whole entire time. Way to attack that football at the top of the route.
Caggialdi throwing again, bobbled it incomplete. Pittsburgh defense swarming on that one. Coomer and Dad's the team up on the breakup. Nice PBU for the Passion defense.
Way to attack the hands. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get a pick, but if you can attack those hands and make them drop the football, you did exactly what you're supposed to do on the outside.
2nd down and 10. Check with me for Congialdi. She'll get the snap, has time, throws over the middle. It's Howell again, bounces off a tackler, and she's inside the 20 down to the 15, and almost foreshadowing exactly what we were just talking about what Howell's able to do after the catch.
Yeah, I mean, this 1-2 punch of Howell and Britt, it's amazing to watch here. Congialdi, I think, pretty much called that play on her own, and Howell, as soon as you get her right there, Harris gives her a shot, and she bounces right off. Nice saving tackle there. There is going to be a touchdown for the DC Divas, but you got to think it's going to be a lot of Howell and a lot of Britt here, and Congialdi's going to be running a lot of hot routes and just pretty much calling her own plays at the line of scrimmage in this no huddle.
First down at 10 from the 15 for DC. Clock winds towards 2 minutes here in the third. Congialdi throws into the end. Nice stop and go, and a walk-in touchdown to Howell. That ball maybe a little underthrown, but Howell made a great adjustment and walked into the end zone for the DC Diva touchdown, and this place has gone silent quickly as DC did exactly what they needed to do.
One of the most impressive catches you're going to see here, or maybe the most impressive stop and go into the end zone, and I'm not going to lie, I thought we might see a flag here. Watch the Selly kind of mocking the stop and go route right there from Howell. Maybe not everybody's as friendly as we think so in that rivalry. Howell's a little upset with a couple of her drops here today, and what a response here from the DC Divas.
DC to go for 2. Now 22-15. Britt is in motion. Congialdi, it's blown dead. Timeout DC. Interesting timeout. I mean, they must have seen something here, right?
Yeah, or they thought they were going to get a legal formation out of that motion, possibly. You're down by 7, so it's huge here to get it down to 5. But, again, I don't know why you're wasting your time out there. You got a whole quarter to go, and we know how this rivalry goes. It's going to come down to the last second, and you're going to want one of those timeouts.
Does it get any better than this?
No, it really doesn't. It's unbelievable how each of these coaching staffs, how these players, every time you think one of them is finally overpowering the other, they always respond somehow, some way. And again, I think this game, somehow, some way, it's going to come down to the last possession and who executes better.
It's just amazing that year after year and game after game between these two, it still delivers what the anticipation leading up to a game like this so often, and talking in pro sports throughout different sports and leagues, sometimes the biggest games don't live up to the hype. They don't have that amazing
biggest fights,
ending.
Biggest matchups. It's just like the styles don't work. But these two styles and how these coaches coach, it's amazing how every game is a great game.
Styles make fights, and we have a great one here tonight. 2-point conversion for DC out of the timeout. Kelly in motion. Congialdi to throw. She'll throw back. Caught for the 2-point conversion. Easy as that. Nebia Howell hauls in both the 2-point conversion and the touchdown. And it is 22-15. We will step aside. A 7-play, 64-yard drive for DC. 22-17. Pittsburgh leads the Divas in the WFA National Conference Championship.
Time for dinner.
WFA, the Women's Football Alliance National Conference Championship. It is 22-17. Pittsburgh leads DC.
I'm just saying, Matt, they have not had a special teams touchdown this year. It'd be a heck of a time to get a kickoff return touchdown for the Passion. Saw a couple last year.
This one bobbling around and finally picked up by Chavez Meister. Big stiff arm there. That was actually,
Meister Chavez on the return.
yeah, it was Meister Chavez.
Tackled out of bounds by
And now Pittsburgh with the lead, but now you need to respond to the response. DC did exactly what they did and made it about as easy as Pittsburgh did on that last drive, and back to work.
The adjustments were made by DC there. I think they finally picked up the blitz that the Passion were really running that was successful the drive before, and now the Passion got to make some adjustments after they had to punt the football as well. So again, it's turned into an absolute chess match in this third quarter, Matt.
There's Lisa Horton, one of the all-time great quarterbacks in women's pro football. National champion 3 times over, and now Sarah Paladin trying to be one of the names that will remain synonymous. And you always have those in championship stories, Damon. Maybe the player that starts the year behind somebody like a Ellie Napo, and she's a roll bet player, and now she's been such an integral part to this running game. Second down and 3, keeping is Chavez, going to try to get the edge here, and she does. First down and more for Mackay.
I thought she was going to jump over that bench for a second. I was going to have a heart attack. You never know what Mackay Chavez is going to do. What a good job to scamper to the outside and get a first down for the Passion.
12 yards on the scamper for Chavez. First and 10 Pittsburgh. The clock winds to a minute 10 here in the third. Ari Smith decked. Big time hit.
Ari Smith, the ball carrier.
Jamaica Sharp.
Jamaica Sharp on the tackle. No gain. Second down and 10 from the 46.
Matt, we haven't got to talk about Jamaica Sharp a lot in this ball game, but she leads the league in sacks this year, and she's second in forced fumbles. What a year she's having as well. One of the staples on this defense and will be for a very long time. Also second in the league for tackles, so she could win Defensive Player of the Year, leading almost every single category.
Low snap handled by Chavez. Now she'll look. She'll wind up and let it go for Meyer. And it's just a little bit too much on that one. It goes incomplete.
If you're wondering about Chavez's arm strength, she still's got it right there. Try to put it in a spot only Meyer could catch it. You just got to make an adjustment in the air. It's going to be a really tough one. And Meyer's having a great game there. Just a little bit not on the same page on that second down.
Third down and 10. .26 seconds to go in the quarter. Chavez back to pass one more time and going to go up for Meister. Chavez! What a catch! First down Pittsburgh, a conversion on third down.
Matt, I'm so interested to see this on the replay because it looked like it might have been an interception, but layered just over the top, pretty much through the hands of the defender. And Chavez Meister coming back from injury this year, making some big plays, probably getting more healthy every single week. And we're going to get a timeout here after the big play for the Passion.
21 yards is how the third quarter will come to the close. Pittsburgh 22, Divas 17 with a quarter to play to decide who will represent the National Conference and the WFA National Championship in Canton, Ohio, the fourth quarter, when we return to Bridgeville.
And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got.
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Let's play a fourth for a right to go to Canton, Ohio with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A shot at the Franco Harris National Championship Trophy. Pittsburgh and DC. Passion get DC to jump on this first down play. They just throw it up, and it goes incomplete. I don't know that the officials caught the jump, however. I don't see a flag.
Still a little conversation at midfield as the Passion players are looking at the referees like, are we going to call something here?
Throwing on the field's an incomplete pass.
And they're not.
No, yeah. And I think DC was arguing whether or not that was intentional grounding, but I think they will allow Cody Johnson to be the eligible that was in the vicinity. So second down at 10. Second play here of the fourth quarter. Low snap. Keeping is Chavez to the 20.
Chavez is the keeper. To the tackles to Kerry Hall.
And you don't have to think, Pittsburgh fans know how important another score is here. And it's also well-documented history on how this ended up a year ago.
Yeah, you never know. You got to play to the final whistle. DC Divas with that huge comeback last year. The Passion, you can score here. You feel comfortable, but you know there's going to be some more that happens in this fourth quarter no matter what.
Chavez, double clutches, triple clutches. Now she'll run. Chavez, a first down. Chavez to the 5. Chavez to the goal line. Touchdown. Makai Chavez did it herself. 20 yards for the Pittsburgh touchdown.
Have you ever seen 3 pump fakes on one play? Right here, Chavez. 1, 2, fooling our camera angle. Now she's going to go to the outside here, and then you are never going to stop Makai Chavez when she sees that end zone. Look, they wrap her up at the 3-yard line. Cardillo with a nice little push for Chavez. You got 5 women in the end zone all laying down, but Chavez with the huge touchdown to go back up or extend this lead for the Passion.
It's that word Susie used earlier, Damon, gritty. That was as gritty a run as you could get, and gives Pittsburgh back a 2-score advantage here in the opening moments of this fourth quarter. And a well-deserved wet towel there as Gurley will operate this 2-point conversion. She will look for the pylon. Gurley to get there. No. DC converges and stops Emma Gurley from the goal line. So it'll be an 11-point lead for Pittsburgh with 14 minutes to go, 14:07 on this fourth quarter clock. Can Pittsburgh punch a ticket to Canton?
If it comes down to Makai Chavez making a play, I think today's her day, Matt. I really do. She's making so many splash plays, and it seems like nobody's going to will her away from making it back to Canton. You know how much it means to her after last year and that loss. And right now, you feel pretty comfortable with 14 minutes left. You're up by 11. But again, we talked about last year what happened. So DC, they still got a lot of hope. You got another great quarterback on the other side in Kajialdi, and you see that defense still talking to each other, how someone's got to make a play on Chavez. But right now, Chavez is just in her own world making so many plays for the Passion.
And back again
Had to re-tee the ball about 5 times on that kickoff. It looks like you on the tee box sometimes, Matt, trying to put your ball down.
Miss Smith tees it up. And Muff there at the 17, finally picked back up. And was her knee down? It was. Knee down.
That's huge.
Yes.
She was going to get at least another 10, 15 yards on that kickoff.
That's a great call by the officials there to see that.
And it's hard to make that call, too. I mean, you're going to get booed if that's the wrong call right there. But if you're the Passion, you just saved 15 to 20 yards. You get to start defending this drive inside the 20-yard line. So, again, special teams, huge factor so far in this one for the Passion.
We got tangled up in this great game, but I was curious on your thoughts of the Pittsburgh Passion, 163 and 39 losses since 2004 when Teresa Kahn took over as owner.
If you're a Pittsburgh fan, cover your ears, but it reminds me a lot of the Patriots dynasty. I mean,
Yeah.
every single year they're going to be in playoff contention. Some years they're not going to win the championship, but most years they're going to be in that conference final for sure.
And Hal makes the reception, and you know that's going to be Amanda Congialdi's favorite target, has been all year, and nothing's going to change down the conference championship game.
81% winning percentage, though, Matt, just to talk about that point one more time. You shouted out in the first half. That's amazing. Just every single year, there's so many high expectations, and you meet them every single year.
Second down, 2 from the 26. Here's Congialdi calling her own number and pulled down. Great open field tackle. Ashley DeChico on the tackle.
And DeChico giving a nice little helmet tap like, hey, you might have got me on that stiff arm earlier, but I'm going to make a big open field tackle right there. Again, I think these girls respect each other, but there's definitely been a little smack talk here in this conference final. Both of them want to make it to Cannon.
Third down and 2 now, so no gain on that last one. And a designed run play for Congialdi, who will pick up the first down, try to spin. She does love the circle button. We saw her do that 2 weeks ago at Tampa for a touchdown. This one is just good enough for a first down to the 33.
And what's amazing to me in this game, Matt, both quarterbacks seem like they really want to make that difference play for their team, and they're going to do it. And you have so many eyes on them, but they can still just make so many plays out of nothing at all times.
First down and 10. Full wide receiver set. We're at the 33-yard line. Sims, the ball carrier, breaks the tackle, and out of a runaway truck, DeChico just takes out the tires of that truck.
Some people are getting some deja vu. Whitney Sims has been doing it for a long time, and now, again, she didn't have a lot of carries during the regular season, but maybe they were saving her for the playoffs. You might see her get a lot of carries here in these last 12 minutes for the DC Divas. Great pass protector, too. That's why you see her in this shotgun formation at all times for the Divas.
First down and 10 for DC. Now at the 43. Congialdi rolls. Pressured from behind, will throw, and just out of the reach of Gabriella Johnson. Second down coming up.
Cameron Rufner in coverage, pressured by DeChico.
Rufner on the coverage there as well. Again, Rufner's made so many plays in this game and also so great at pass coverage, playing linebacker, usually chasing down a wide receiver.
DC has played a lot of games in their franchise history in Pittsburgh, including when they don't even play the Passion. They played 2 national championships in Pittsburgh, lost 1 and won 1. Of course, all the meetings against these two. Second and 10, Congialdi to throw, and it is caught at the 50-yard line. Jazz Jones quickly pulls down Blakey. Or it will be third down coming up here for DC.
Third down and 2.
Passion faithful getting into it. On a third down, they go to the slant route. It was almost picked off. They almost got it. Lizzie Martz had jumped the route that had been run ad nauseum today. And that almost was a Passion turnover. Another look.
It just shows you it's a two-step drop, and she's throwing that slant no matter what. Love seeing someone finally jump that. Now you got to pay extra attention to how the slant didn't work. I could see her going on that drag or maybe a fade to the outside. It would be risky to run it on fourth down, but you got to trust your best receiver, the best receiver in the league this year, all by herself on that top left-hand side of the formation.
4th down and 2. Handoff off the left side. Alston at the line, right at the sticks. It looks good enough initially, but no signal from the officials. There it is, first down, DC. So Divas convert on their 4th running back touch of the football. That was Alston's first rush of the day.
She leads the team in rushes or rushing yards this year with 292, averaging 8 yards a carry, but does not get the ball as much as you would think.
Congione steps up. Now will run and takes a slide as there was a lot of black and gold converging in on her, and she'll just take the 4 yards she was given.
And they're going to stick to this no huddle, Matt. Battling the clock now, under 10 minutes to go in this game, down by 2 scores.
Second down and 8. Option play. Congione will throw, completes to Britt. Britt weaves her way down to the 25. Another DC first down. Jones on the tackle, but not before a fresh set there for the Divas.
Again, this trio of wide receivers, they're going to make some big plays. Keep everything in front of you. And when you have a chance, you got to jump one of these routes. You know Cagiotti going to be throwing it pretty much this whole time in the red zone. You might see 1 or 2 more rushes. Other than that, it's going to be Cagiotti pretty much the rest of this game.
Motion out of the backfield. Back to pass. Pressure comes. Hit as she throws. Throws a beautiful ball into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Unbelievable. Navia Howell's done it again.
Matt, it's almost expected on this team at this point. Navia Howe, when you got one-on-one coverage to the outside by herself on that left side, once again, you have a screen on the other side to distract everybody. Cagiotti took a huge hit, too. But over the shoulder, great grab by Howe. The reason why she's the #1 receiver in the league this year. And look at her facial expression. She already knew it was coming. She expects to make big plays like that. And now they're going to go for 2 to get this down to a 3-point game.
28-23 now. Congione full wide. Sims in the backfield. Send Britt in motion. Back to pass, same play, knocked away! March read it beautifully and said, fool me once, shame on you. You will not fool me twice with that same play. They converted the last 2-point conversion, so the Passion defense do deny the 2-point conversion. 28-23 here in the fourth quarter. 82 yards on that drive. Divas do what they needed to do, which was get back within a score. And now it will be back on the Passion offense to not only try to get back into the end zone, Damon, but churn this clock. 2 goals right now for this Passion squad that now leads 28-23, 9:07 between these two teams, and who will end up representing the National Conference in the championship game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Matt, on this drive, if you can score a touchdown, and let's say it's a 5-6 minute drive, you think you pretty much have won this game. Whatever you got left, you haven't called yet. I know it's going to be a lot to Chavez. 1 more touchdown drive, you get to go to Cannon. what team's going to earn it. If the Divas can cause a punt, they can go down and maybe get that winning touchdown as well. So, again, I keep saying it, but this is the biggest drive of the game, and it is going to be unreal to see how this one finishes.
A line drive kick, and then that will automatically rule her down, Avila. And, you know, we talked so much about this rivalry, but it's actually interesting that these two teams actually teamed up to play as one team as they went to the LA Coliseum back in 2008 and played in the Gender Bowl. So, you know, there is a mutual respect for these two teams and these programs. It's pretty interesting, though, that they went on to play some of the men in the Gender Bowl in the LA Coliseum back there in 2008. Pretty cool. Passion offense. Paladin weaving it in trouble and down. And there's a flag thrown away from the play. Paige Bragg was going at it with Spring Gamble, you see there. And I don't know who the guilty party is.
Huge call.
Yeah. It's actually Jamaica Sharp that gets the penalty. And that is, you said it, Damon, huge, because you're looking at a second down and 12 or 13, starting behind the sticks. Now you get a fresh set of downs. You're closer to midfield.
DC Diva fans might want to punch me in the face because I'm mentioning this one more time, but they are the most penalized team in the league. It's hard to win a championship being the most penalized team, and right there, that is a missed opportune time for a 15-yard personal foul.
No one wants to punch you. First down at 10. Option play. Chavez keeps for 8 on first down.
And it looks like Susie mentioned it, so props to Susie. It really does look like Chavez got an extra gear right there. She was shot out of a cannon for that 8-yard gain. And I would think you're going to see a couple more design runs out of Chavez out of this drive. Again, you're using the clock as your ally here, and you'd love one more touchdown drive, and it might come from the legs of Marcelina Chavez.
Second down, 3. Another option, and Chavez calls her own number again, and she'll be right at the sticks.
How about a little triple option? We haven't seen that in a couple weeks. Could have went with the fullback dive or toss it out to your running back, but Chavez keeps. Easy first down once again. So impressed all the time how many different plays they're kind of giving Chavez, and she runs them all so well. Even seen her play a little receiver this game earlier in the first half.
First down and 10 for Pittsburgh. Clock winds. 7:13 on a moving clock. Tight formation. Keeping is Mackay one more time, and she's wrapped up after a gain of 3, maybe 4 on that one to the 41.
Matt, another thing to mention here, if they get into field goal range, you would go up by 8. So I know touchdown's what you want, but you feel pretty comfortable where the DC Divas would have to convert another 2-point conversion if they do get the ball back. So at least get to that 20-yard line for Cody Johnson.
Second down at 6. They go I formation here. And here's the rollout. She'll throw right on the money. Bragg on the reception for the first down to the 28-yard line. And Pittsburgh's not all run. They still can run and gun, and they turn it into a first down. Smart for Pittsburgh to not go uber conservative there and still pick up yardage and pick up first downs.
Great call by you, Matt, because I saw Chavez looking at that play clock, and they're trying to milk the clock, and there you can get a little bit conservative, but trust in your veteran quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, to throw down the field. That is a huge first down. You're almost in field goal range now, too.
And the clock continues to tick at 5:40. Ball possession and time. Paladin right up the middle to the 24. Pittsburgh faithful approve of the effort there. Hard earned running between the tackles.
Matt, one more thing you want to mention here is, remember, DC had to waste a timeout on a two-point conversion, so they only have 2 once they do get this ball back, if they're either down by 2 scores or 8. And the Passion are doing a beautiful job right now. 5 yards to carry. You don't snap this football until it's at least under 10 seconds on the play clock. Trust your veteran quarterback every single play here.
2nd down and 6. Rolling Chavez. Steps up, throws, kind of whirly-birds out, came out awkwardly. It'll be 3rd down. Clock stops with 4:37 to play. And a big 3rd down coming up here for Pittsburgh. Well, for both of these sides, depending on which side of the gold you're on, burgundy or black.
And that was maybe the first mistake by Chavez this whole entire game. Maybe should have ran that one to keep the clock moving, tried to force a pass in there, but I know you're trying to make a play now, a 3rd and 6. It's going to be really interesting if they don't convert this, if you kick a field goal or go for it. First things first, though, would love to make it a 4th and 1 or convert right here.
3rd down and Mekhi Chavez goes to the sticks and she got it. 1st down, Pittsburgh. A fresh set of downs.
Matt, I said last play she should have kept it herself right there. It looks like she considered the pass and said, never mind, I'm going to pick this up.
Yep.
Great decision by Mekhi Chavez, who right now is my player of the game. She is making so many things happen for this Passion offense. An outstanding performance so far.
And the clock continues to dwindle down. This is exactly the drive Pittsburgh needed to orchestrate. 4 minutes to play. 1st down, Pittsburgh inside the DC 20. Option play. Chavez keeps, big collision inside there. Jasmine Pickens delivers that hit.
Jasmine Pickens on the tackle.
2nd down as the clock continues to tick down. Remember, DC burned a timeout taking a 2-point conversion. They didn't like what they saw. They took the timeout, so they only have 2 timeouts in their pocket left. And Pittsburgh would be just satisfied with taking this clock all the way down to zeros and not having to see the DC offense back out there. But they would equally like another score in this end zone. Carry off the left side. Ari Smith to the 11. Where it will be 3rd down coming up.
There's a lot of variables that go into this play, Matt. If you're okay with getting the field goal if you don't convert here. But again, you might want to center this up too for your field goal kicker. And if you're an offensive coordinator, head coach, you just want to convert on this. But there's so many different aspects of this play that's about to go down. And Chavez is also not going to snap this ball until there's about 5 seconds left on the clock.
Passion fans into it on a 3rd down play here. 3rd and 3 from the DC 11. And it's just that bootleg for Chavez, but slicing in and delivering the big tackle is Kacharia Johnson. She came out of a cannon to make that tackle and to make it 4th down. And DC will let this tick all the way down to the 2-minute warning, keeping all 2 of their timeouts, so essentially they got 3 with this 2-minute timeout. And it will be a 4th down and 3 when we come back. Buckle up, 2 minutes to go in the WFA National Conference Championship game. Pittsburgh 28, DC 23. A title on the line, a trip to Canton when we come back.
Hi, my name is Andrew Douglas. I owned the New York Sharks for nearly 20 years. They inspired my new book, Changing Cadence. The book isn't just about football, though. It's about friendship, family, aging parents, intergenerational connections, and ultimately about letting go. So if you've ever loved a team, a dream, or a person, I think you'll find yourself in these pages. I hope you read and enjoy Changing Cadence.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
2 minutes to play in Pittsburgh in the WFA National Conference Championship game. Pittsburgh 28, DC 23. These rivals now Pittsburgh faced with a 4th down and 4. Chavez got DC to jump, flags fly, free play, and it is blown dead. So did Pittsburgh jump? What is the call? With contact, that blows it dead, and that is a Pittsburgh Passion first down. The most penalized team in the league commits one of the most costly of them of their season. First down, Pittsburgh. It's 1st and goal for the Passion.
52 penalties on the year, and right there, you lead the league in penalties, the biggest one of the whole entire season. Chavez, great job with the hard count. I was a little scared without the field goal unit out there, but she knew exactly what she wanted to do there. I don't know if they were going to run a play at all right there.
Smith will block for Chavez. Chavez slides down at the 6. The clock will wind only for a few seconds. Timeout DC with 1:47.
And Matt, I love that out of Chavez. It looked like she was considering going to the corner of the end zone, but she knows she cannot get hit out of bounds right now, so she cut it back inside, makes DC burn that timeout.
(28-23) with 1:49 to play. And a timeout taken by DC here. You know, this is starting to kind of be the element of, you know, does DC let Pittsburgh try to score, but they're not going to be in a situation where
it'd still be 2 possessions.
Well,
yeah.
But I'm saying in the sense of like it's almost
any chance.
Any chance. Yep. You know, if you have time and you have the ball, you have a chance, rather than if you have no time and you don't have the ball.
Well, trying to do the math, which is never easy. We're at 2nd down. They have one more timeout, so they're going to use it right here. So I think they would have a little bit of time left if they can stop them quickly. But then if I'm Pittsburgh, I know you might be scared of the field goal block, but I would just kick it and get those 8 points.
Second down and goal from the 6. Cody Johnson on the fullback dive. Everyone's fooled. Johnson to the goal line and just shy of breaking the plane. Timeout. Everybody in the building thought Makai Chavez had the football. Timeout, DC. They are out of timeouts. And Johnson is Gimpy off the field.
See that extra effort right there, and yeah, her ankle got caught under a defender when she was trying to go into the end zone.
Well, Maya King was doing everything to get that ball out.
Yeah, absolutely. Great ball security there by Johnson as well, and that's what you're saying in this huddle right now. Hey, we want to punch it in, but the biggest thing right now is ball security. They're going to be punching it, especially at the goal line. It's going to be interesting. If Cody Johnson's out, that's one play that you usually love here in the red zone, Matt. You can't run that fullback dive. If I'm the Passion, I trust Chavez and just go quarterback sneak up the middle. Honestly, at this point, there's no reason to risk anything else on a handoff or an exchange. I just say Chavez, punch this in, get us the cannon.
Yep.
She has 4 touchdowns on the day, 2 passing, 2 rushing, has done absolutely everything in this game. And, I mean, again, I think we've given Caggialdi a lot of credit in this game and Chavez, but I think a lot of people looking at Caggialdi's stats this year would say she's the best quarterback in the league. But Chavez today has dominated in every aspect of this game.
No doubt about it. And she has shined the brightest. And now trying to put the finishing touches on a Passion masterpiece. 3rd down and goal from the 1 from the eye for Chavez. She'll go off the right side. She will be stopped shy of the end zone, and the clock will run it. Honestly, this is kind of a best-case scenario, Damon. Churn the rest of this clock out. DC's out of timeouts.
Well, doing the math right now, 1:21, 30 seconds on the game clock, so this is going to run all the way down to 50 seconds. Then you use your timeout. So if somehow they can stop them at the inch line here, they will get the ball back with like 8 seconds left. You never know what could happen, but Passion are hoping they can punch it in after this timeout they're going to burn with about 1 second left on this play clock.
And a timeout taken by Pittsburgh. I think Chavez was trying to quick snap that, and oh my goodness, it's never simple, is it?
It's never simple. But Matt, to call this scenario now, it's 4th down. There is 52 seconds left on the clock. So if they do not get this, it looks like, they'll get the ball back with a decent amount of time. So you do want to put this in relatively quick, or just get it in the end zone. I don't know why I'm saying quick. This game's stressing me out at this point. If I'm the
need to fall forward and make sure
just
that
fall forward and get in the end zone, because 52 seconds, I know you have no timeouts, but with Hal and Caggialdi, you never know what they could muster up here. So you could kick a field goal, but you're not going to do it from the inch line. It's all about, again, put the ball in your best player's hand, which is Chavez, and I think you get right behind your center and you get in the end zone. We talk about how great this offensive line have been for the Passion the whole entire year. We don't get to talk about them enough. But this is where you take pride. You push your defensive lineman back, and you get in the end zone, and you get the cannon right here, right now.
There it is. That's a good representation of what separates Pittsburgh from a trip to Canton. 4th down and goal. Chavez from under center. Long snap count. Chavez is in, and Pittsburgh is in the national title game. The Passion are playing for Franco and Canton, Ohio in 2 weeks. Pittsburgh punches it in, and it's Makai Chavez getting it in to the end zone.
That ball almost wiggled out, too. You never know what can happen in these games, but Makai Chavez with her 3rd rushing touchdown. Again, was the player of the game. I know we'll touch on it a little bit at the end of this game, but what an effort by Makai Chavez, and look how happy everyone is on the sidelines. They can't believe it. They're going to go back to Cannon after the heartbreak last year. Way to respond this year for the Passion. Tears of joy on that sideline already, and Makai Chavez, all business, getting 5 touchdowns and almost had 300 yards total today, and the team had 380. So what an effort.
Unbelievable.
Best player in the league, in my opinion, and what an effort by Makai Chavez today.
Great moment there for Makai and Jenna, and now they tend to the injured Diva player down to the end zone. And 49 seconds left. DC has no timeouts. So after this conversion, looks like they're just going to go kick the extra point, as you see there, Chavez on the sideline, soaking it all in. Somebody who she played or was a part of a Pittsburgh Passion camp when she was a little girl, and came to a Pittsburgh Passion camp and said, this is what I want to do. It's pretty cool that we're this far on in women's sports, and we still have a ways to go, but it's pretty cool that that story can be told now, that she was a part of that. She played for a couple other teams before coming here, and now getting to really live her dream of she always wanted to play for the Pittsburgh Passion, and is a big reason why Pittsburgh is in the driver's seat to drive on out to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and try to make some history of their own.
Yeah, and Matt, I will always say that the defense played well today. The offense played well. So many players made such big plays, but I would say Makai Chavez is the reason they are going to Cannon. This game today, it has been unbelievable to watch her play. Again, 5 total touchdowns and over 300 yards through the air and on her feet today. What an absolute amazing effort by Makai Chavez. Again, a lot of people thought DC Divas kind of figured it out, but today she was unbelievable.
Still tending to the injured Diva player down. We'll step aside as they do, and we'll come back with the conversion. Pittsburgh leading at 34-23, 49 seconds to play.
Time for dinner.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada, and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
Supportive. Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected.
Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional. Care.
Opportunities.
Excellent.
Passionate.
Family.
Family.
Awesome.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
What's up, Western Pennsylvania? My name's Lisa Horton, co-head coach, offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Passion, and also newly appointed head flag football coach here at Slippery Rock University. With the popularity of flag football growing each year, we're offering our second annual flag football camp. This camp will be facilitated by members of the Pittsburgh Passion, also WFA flag football champions in 2025, and members of our coaching staff here at Slippery Rock. To register for our July 16th camp, you can sign up at this website below. Can't wait to see you there. Go Rock!
Welcome you back to Chartiers Valley, Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. Beautiful look. As with 49 seconds left, Pittsburgh leads it 34-23. Marks to attempt a PAT here. Trying to give Pittsburgh a 35-23 advantage with 49 seconds left. And it'll be DC's trying to play some hero ball, needing 2 scores.
We have seen crazier things happen, Matt. That's all I have to say on that one. You never know.
In this very game, the extra point is beautifully put through there by Martz. Pittsburgh 35, DC 23. What a story. You know, the Pittsburgh, when the sudden tragic loss of co-owner and a promoter and pioneer of women's football, and Franco Harris passed away back in 2022, Pittsburgh Passion launched a Be Like Franco campaign, and they have lived that every day. I mean, this is women across the Pittsburgh community in all different walks of life and jobs and different careers and economic status and all of that, and so many of them live by that motto. And now Be Like Franco will now be Play for Franco, and that Franco Harris National Championship trophy, if they can withstand the next 49 seconds. It has been 10 years since Pittsburgh played for a national title back in 2016. This one rolling around beautifully, picked up at the 16. It's Kacharia Johnson. Johnson tries to make 1, 2, circle back. She's still retreating back now behind her own 10. Juking and jiving her way, and finally Pittsburgh gets help shy of the 15.
But also took 15 seconds off the clock. You don't see that a lot from a kickoff. I know Johnson's trying to make a play, but at the same time, want to get your offense out there as fast as you can.
No doubt. 33 seconds now.
Pittsburgh, their second short timeout and a half.
So Pittsburgh calls a timeout, probably to get everybody on defense back winded and
get everybody
down.
Calm down. Again, I think you have this one in the bag up by 12, but if they get a one-play touchdown and then it's an onside kick, you start getting a little nervous. So again, you don't get to practice prevent defense that much, so I'm guessing they're just going to remind everybody, hey, the end zone, the back line is your friend. Everything else stays in front of you here, and we're going to play 1 or 2 deep and not let anything behind us. You know how somehow they're going to try to get the ball to Howe any way they can. Also, I haven't got to mention this all game. 64 backplate says pancakes in the IHOP font. That is one of the coolest backplates I've ever seen from an offensive lineman. I just had to bring it up at least once before this game was over.
Well, it's your very best out there now for Pittsburgh in this defense. And it's been so good. And, you know, this offense for DC is so highly touted. And Pittsburgh has done a great job tonight minimizing the opportunity.
We got 3 safeties back there. Harris is used to playing by herself back there.
Jazz Jones and Tazza are the other ones back deep. For Amanda Congialdi with 33 seconds from her own 13-yard line. And she'll just let this one go, and it is caught. And she went down to a knee at the 29-yard line, so that pauses things with 22 seconds as the chains reset. College rules there. Clock winds again, down to 15 seconds. Might need to be for the end zone now. No, they're going to just swing it out into the flat to Buckman. Buckman's going to run out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. And Pittsburgh fans can start to feel it.
They're ready to explode. They just want this clock to hit 0.
The sideline has erupted. There's a Gatorade back for Teresa Kahn. T. Kahn, you're going back to the title game. The Pittsburgh Passion. Second down, but about the final play. Congialdi just going to roll out. Clock has run out. She's rolling around. And it ends, does it? Still delaying the end of the season. And there it is. Pittsburgh, you're going to Canton, Ohio, and you're going to play for the national title and the Franco Harris National Championship Trophy. Your National Conference champions, 2026, your Pittsburgh Passion.
Matt, it's well-deserved after the loss last year and losing to the Divas before the playoffs. I think there was a lot of questions around this dominant franchise of the Pittsburgh Passion, but you never can count out Mekhi Chavez, Lisa Horton, or Coach T. What a response, what a playoff run, and they get to try to play for another championship, their 4th championship for the Pittsburgh Passion. What a response and what a game.
We hope to see you there. If not, we hope to talk to you on ESPN2 July 25th from Tom Benson Stadium. We'll have our player of the game chat. Susie Cool will track down our player of the game, and I don't think there's any doubt. But what a game it was. Cam Rufner with a big INT. That set up this first touchdown. 5 TDs for Mekhi tonight. Congialdi, season comes to an end, but another valiant performance by the Divas.
And it's exactly what I think everybody in the league wanted, a QB duel, the 2 best quarterbacks in the league, in my opinion, and Mekhi Chavez with 5 touchdowns, like you said, and look of a little bit of luck for the DC Divas getting that field goal right before half. And if people don't remember, Divas were up 9-6 at that point and were supposed to get ball at half. I even made the mistake. I thought the Passion got the ball in the second half. They end up doing that surprise pooch onside kick and get the ball back, and that's when the momentum kind of shifted in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
The big touchdown to Cardillo. We're going to wait on our player of the game interview. a game and what a season. Pittsburgh, another great chapter to this rivalry, and it's the passion that get it done here tonight in front of the home fans.
Susie looks like she's still trying to battle through these celebrations as everybody's a little bit extra happy going in the cannon.
I think some of the players have run over to hand off well wishes to the injured Diva player who was helped off the field on that touchdown, the final of 5 when Chavez got into the end zone and the celebration. How about for Lisa Horton, her first trip as a coach? She's done it as a player, but now she'll go as a coach to the pinnacle of women's football, the WFA National Championship in Canton, Ohio. Can't wait to make the trip, and hopefully a lot of black and gold will make the trip to Canton as well. Susie Cole getting a chance to catch up with our player of the game, Makai Chavez. Susie.
Denying this one, Matt and Damon. Makai Chavez, the quarterback for your Pittsburgh Passion, our player of the game. Makai, 10 years in the making to get back to that national championship. You got to pick one word right now to describe this moment, and why. What's that word?
Synergy, because we wouldn't be where we are at without the connection and the commitment of our team working together and making it happen.
In the conference championship, 5 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 2 passing, 258 total yards from you. What fueled this offensive performance today?
You know, my team, they wanted this, we wanted this, we've wanted this for years. And it's just been in the making, and we wouldn't be where we're at without everybody else. It's just truly a phenomenal moment to be able to know that it was everybody who made it happen, not just me.
In the making, and 10 years later, it's happening in 2 weeks in Canton, Ohio. Congratulations, Makai. We'll see you in Canton. Our player of the game, Makai Chavez. Matt?
Thanks, Susie, and congratulations to Makai, and congrats to the Pittsburgh Passion going to the national title game, and to do it in really an unbelievable season. The only blemish was the Divas, and now to get that home field advantage. They had the toughest schedule in all of the WFA. They were the only WFA Pro team to only play other WFA Pro teams. DC had one game against Baltimore, who's going to be playing in the D2 championship. But Pittsburgh gets it done here, and they win it in this WFA National Conference Championship. Going to be a fun one in 2 weeks, Damon.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one as the other two are battling out right now between Minnesota and Salt Lake. Salt Lake coming up from D2 last year, maybe playing for a D1 title their first year with superstar running back Sam Gordon, who just edged out Napo for the rushing title. So I know the Passion, I think they're going to celebrate, and then they're going to get that live stream up and say, okay, who are we playing in the next 2 weeks? But they're going to celebrate tonight. What an achievement and what a battle. Again, Matt, I'm not saying this is like a negative storyline, but after last year and then losing to the Divas, they split this year. I think it's such a great response to come out in this game. I think a lot of people already thought DC might win this game, and Kajialdi with the great year she had with 18 touchdowns, but Makai Chavez with 5 touchdowns, 280 yards total, completely put the team on her back at some points. But shout out to the offensive line and the defense today for coming up with a big INT, and the special teams get an onside kick. It was a complete team performance. So impressed with what they did today, and they earned their way to Canton.
There is no doubt that it was a complete team performance. Pittsburgh gets it done, 35-23, etch it in history. They'll be presented the National Conference Championship trophy in Canton, and they're going to play for something even bigger, the Franco Harris National Championship trophy, playing for the namesake of the co-owner, the late, great Hall of Famer Franco Harris in 2 weeks. For Damon McDermott and Susie Cole, our entire JRM video production crew, I'm Matt Fargo saying thanks for watching all season long the 2026 edition of Pittsburgh Passion Football. One more game to be played, and you watch it live on ESPN July 25th at 2 p.m. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and congratulations to the 2026 WFA National Conference Champions, your Pittsburgh Passion.